Hello and welcome. I'm your host, William Liu. You are listening to the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway. Raptor season is long gone and very distant in the memory, but not forgotten necessarily, because at the end of every season, we love to do a draft on the best moments of that year. This way can act as a time capsule for what happened that year. And so I'm going to bring in, obviously, my two co-hosts, Alex Wong and Jerome Chang, into the conversation. But you can't really do a best of Raptors moments draft without the one and only Mr. Moments, the creator of Raptors Moments, the channel. Legendary that we have you here. What's going on, man?
Not too much, boys. How's it going? I guess Grange was unavailable today. Got stuck with me.
Grange, we would love to get Grange on. That's the official party line. We will have Grange on.
I heard Alex really wanted to get him.
Yeah, miss you, bro. Miss you, Grange.
When was the last time we saw Grange? I mean, last time you saw Grange, Alex, that was probably at your birthday party, your surprise 40th.
Yeah, I still pull up photos on my phone and just look at it from time to time. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Grange on your IG at all?
Does Grange have IG?
Wait,
No, like
Grange
is he
on
in any
IG?
of your pictures on IG? Like if I go into your IG, can I find some Grange content?
Oh
No. Grange
no.
not hitting my grid. Yeah, shouts to Grange, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's reserved for
He
my
couldn't make it
nephews and
into a
close
20 roll carousel. Like he's still gonna make
Yeah.
one of the 20.
Or Zach Eady, because I know
They're my favorite
Moments be posting random Instagram photos of me on Twitter.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my god.
It's a great pick.
No, but shouts to Moments though. I want to shout out Moments because when I left Sportsnet too, I remember you had a thread just explaining the reasons why I left, and someone had sent it to me, and it was like a deep knowledge of like things I said on like a random pod that I did with like a vintage store in like Whitby.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, you were wearing black gloves, and it like looked like you just come from like a scene or something. Like you
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a body,
and
like
you had
Goodfellas.
pieced it together so well. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I followed it very closely. You know, so
Yeah.
I was on the story. You know.
This guy has an encyclopedic knowledge of I guess like me and Alex lore basically, because I saw you even shared yesterday. There's a tweet that was going around of like what's one piece of like pandemic art, and you had actually shared
The defining piece of pandemic art.
the defining piece. That's right, not even just any piece, the defining piece, and you had
defining piece.
shared a link to the Chinese bakery items draft, which me and Alex did during the pandemic when
Yeah.
there was nothing else going outside and I was craving a bolo bao. So
Yeah.
what's going on, dog?
Stephen LeBron Radio 2020. That's like
Oh,
just incredible stuff. I found the feed for it the other day. I was going through it. It's just
Yeah,
Wait,
I
it's still
just-
up?
bangers. Yeah, you have to.
Why
you
would
have
it
to
be
go on,
taken
like,
down, Will?
You have to go
No,
on like
'cause Alex
third-party
took it down.
sites. Alex took it down,
Oh,
but
did he?
there
Oh,
are
okay.
like
Archived
dead.
everything,
They're
yeah.
archived like dead RSS feeds that you can still access if you really know how to.
Got
get
it.
to
Got it.
Yeah, I just got an email today because like I guess they took down a bunch of my episodes. I guess maybe the Lord of the Rings ones that Will and I did last year because they told me I was using music. Like I guess I was using
Oh.
copyright. Yeah.
Really?
So, yeah, I was supposed to log into Spotify and like remove it, but I didn't know my Spotify password.
Well,
How many of our React pods are going to be removed for Jay-Z lady?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That was
but
great.
I
That was
feel like everybody knows Raptors Moments, but everybody make sure you subscribe to Raptors
wow.
Moments on YouTube.
Wow.
Follow him on Twitter as well. Like,
Yeah, it's been a bit slow lately, and then we got the summer coming up. But I still got some stuff cooking. I'm gonna put out soon, and then we got next season. You know, this was year 1 of the rebuild, so year 2 is gonna be incredible.
No, man. I saw some. I saw a couple of posts from you. Some existential crisis posts of like, yo, do people still care about the Raptors?
yo, he
Should
was
I
like,
focus on the league?
he was like,
Oh,
y'all still
no.
want moments?
Everybody thinks. I think we're all thinking about it. You know?
Y'all still want moments? Is
Y'all
crazy.
still want this?
That's crazy.
Everybody's still- We've lost some characters, man. Like,
Yes.
like OG was like the ideal Raptor Moments player. Like
Oh, for
losing
sure.
that, I was like in mourning on a content level. I'm still
Yeah,
in
who's
mourning
your
over
who's
that.
your guy
Yeah.
now? Like, who's your guy on this team now?
I mean, I've made I think 27 videos on Scotty. That's still
Okay.
my
Okay.
top guy.
All right, bro.
I guess Shed.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
kinda
yeah.
my-
Shed
I, made,
gets-
I think I made 3 or 4
do
Shed
some
videos this year. I'm really high on Jacoby.
Sure.
But I think in general, I'm more in line with Alex on like long term, like outlook.
That's for you guys to talk about off air.
oh my god.
Another bridge burned. No, it's I think we've lost a couple of like really I think because like the sillier the basketball gets, like the better Raptors
like
moments
like
gets.
Precious. Oh my God.
Oh,
Like,
Precious was amazing.
Tibbs needs to throw Precious in right now. Like we need some Precious. Him falling backwards and throwing it up. Like we need something.
There was
Need a
one of my favorite ones from you was there was one play last year in Boston where for some reason Precious Achua spotted up in the same corner as I'm thinking Jalen McDaniels. I'm just assuming.
I think it was Dennis, but it might have been Jalen.
Okay, but it was one of those guys, and Precious went to intentionally stand side by side in the corner. And I'm like, at no level of basketball is that a good play.
I've been watching the NBA since 1996. I've never seen that. It still hasn't. It may never happen again.
You don't understand it.
It's two people standing in the same spot taking a three. Like it's never happened.
Like Precious is not screening. Like he's not screening. Precious is also waiting for the ball.
They're just standing in the exact same spot shooting, and one of them shoots. Yeah, it's incredible.
Anyway, so I do lament that there aren't as many Raptors moments as previous years. You know, we don't have a Jonte Porter in this year, for example, which turned into a huge investigation. That might have been your biggest video.
I milked that a little bit, yeah.
But it deserved to be milked. If anybody was deserving of
Discord
investigation, all right. Well, we gotta
keep me anonymous for that reason. You know.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
Shantae's out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do the 2024-2025 official Raptors Moments draft. We have 5 categories that we decided upon.
4 categories.
Okay, fine. We have 4 categories. We have 5 rounds. Alex, please explain the categories.
Yeah, so, I'm surprised we were able to get to 5 categories based on the fact that it was a pretty tough season, not a lot of moments, but we're going to start off with an on-court draft, on-court moments, and then we're going to do best presser or social moment. And because the Raptors celebrated their 30th anniversary, even though I still contended this was the 29th season.
Oh boy.
The worst controversy of all time.
We'll do a best 30th anniversary moment, and then we have just 2 wild card rounds where we're free to draft whatever. As usual with the draft format, the guest goes first, Will goes second, and then Jerome and I are fusing together today.
Should we share some of our fusion looks?
Yeah, so we actually did some face merging this morning.
Oh my god!
So this is these are some official team photos of us.
All right, I can't load that one. Okay, we start with this one here. So
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I said too. It looks like this photo looks like Jerome snuck into my body.
It's.
I mean, wow.
Yep. That's the one there. Let me quickly set up this next one.
Oh my god.
One sec.
This is worse than when Will tried to do a Dr. House joke last pod.
Yeah, just dead silence. Man.
All right, here we go. The second one here is Alex with my blonde hair.
Oh my god.
Yo, there's something really freaky about these face mergers, man.
This is all like just the character of the casting call that they tried to get us to audition for. And finally here, just to make it balanced, we have the 2 of us actually swapped with each other.
I mean, this one is killing me.
I like
so
these. I've made a few of these with Will and Alex. Remember when back in the stadium, back in like 2 years ago? I did the face swap with you guys.
You did do an insane face swap.
We did, yeah. You know what?
Face swaps are bad, man.
Face swaps are back.
Yeah, this is maybe the worst use of AI or whatever technology you guys use for this. Probably just basic Photoshop.
It was it was AI for this.
This was AI, huh?
Yeah.
I'm old school, Photoshop.
Wow.
Oh no, I'm pro Photoshop.
A free version of Photoshop that I don't pay for, but it's not called Photoshop. It's like the
right. No, I'm pro Photoshop, but I also wasn't going to put that much time into these. So
you know what?
We had to load them into a website.
Okay. Yeah. Those are terrifying, and I think this is what people saw when me and Alex used to be at the arena together. Like, like at least like 3 times a year, we would be confused for the other person. Like people would come up and have a whole conversation.
Dog,
like,
the craziest story was one time Will went to practice, and I didn't go to practice, and then the following day at the game, another media member talked to me about practice because for the whole time at practice, he or she thought that I was Will.
Raptors person?
It was insane. It was a
like an actual Raptor media person.
No burning bridges yet, though. Yeah.
I've been historically confused for Alex. before I joined the show. I know there was one time I was at a bar.
Uh-huh.
A guy came up and said, "I love your book that you wrote," and I was like, "That's not me."
Is that why you went blonde?
No.
Just for a differentiation.
Yeah, just to mix it
That's
up.
why I grew a ponytail. It's the same reason, actually.
The craziest part is like he went back to his friend, and I can see them across the bar talking about like, no, that's not the guy, and then like them looking on their phone and scrolling through, and then be like, aha, and then he came back. He's like, okay, now I know who you are. And I was like,
Oh,
okay,
my God.
cool.
And I mean, maybe I'm biased, but like the three of us don't look the same.
No,
Well,
don't.
we have someone here to
Yeah,
to
let's
judge.
ask
Yeah.
Moments how.
Mr. Moments.
No, I could-
do we look similar?
No, I don't think so. Like maybe
Good
maybe
answer.
some Alex Jerome, but I think like
okay.
Will Alex totally not. Like
Two very
look at you guys
distinct.
look at your
Yeah.
guys' heads. It's like not even
That's why I'm sitting so far back of the camera, man.
not even
Yeah.
close.
Leading
Forced
away.
perspective.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyways,
I'm
all
ready-
right,
I'm
let's
ready
move
for
to our
China
first.
I'm ready for China to take over though. You know?
There you go.
I want to be
yeah.
like Harold in Joy Luck Club.
Well, you're on the West Coast, so you're almost there.
anyways, round one.
Round
We're gonna
one, best
draft
on-court moment.
the best on-court moment.
That's
and
right.
With the best Raptors moments draft, we're gonna start with Raptors moments. What is your pick
wow.
for best on-court moment from this Raptors season?
This is a tough one.
It
There's a
certainly
few.
was
I
tough.
got a few here, but I'm gonna go because again, I'm into things I've never seen before. That's like that's when I'm making content, when I'm like Raptor, like when I'm locked in, I'm like, what have I never like seen before in a game? You know, the two guys taking a three from the same spot. So this is one that I've never seen before, and this happened against the Brooklyn Nets early in the year. I can't remember the exact context. I believe it was the second quarter. There's some people at the free throw line. There was a little bit of scuffle, and Nick Claxton, don't know what he said, what happened, but he said something. He got teed up. Now, Sportsnet, I think it was either Sportsnet or TSN, didn't really show because there's two feeds. Obviously, there's the home feed, the Brooklyn Nets feed. So
Yeah.
the Brooklyn Nets feed actually showed it much clearer. Nick Claxton, I've never seen this before. You guys have talked about wrestling a lot lately. He walks over to the bench, like to the Nets bench. He grabs the cushion from the chair,
Oh yeah.
holds it above his head, and starts scanning around of where to throw it. Gets a second tee for that, and then is ejected.
I
And
remember this game.
I've been watching the NBA since like, I don't know, 95, 96. I've never seen a player. It was like wrestling. Like I thought he was going to like throw a chair.
But
or
with the
something.
cushion, like that's like calling your shot in a pillow fight.
Yeah, it reminded me of like the Jamal Murray throwing the thing on the court because I'm like, you just don't really
right.
see that. Like,
Throw a towel, yeah.
yeah. So I was like, is this going to escalate into? So maybe that's not the greatest, like moment.
No,
but
it's a
for
good
me,
moment.
It was like we're crossing over into wrestling kind of at this point, which I think we need more of in the end. We need more of this.
Alex,
We
how do you
need
feel
more
about
of
the
these.
wrestling call out?
No, this is a great summary of the Raptors season. That the first pick is Nick Claxton, and also
Getting
like
ejected.
as Jerome mentioned, like in the chat, for people in the chat, like leave us your favorite moments. We'll get
Yeah.
to some of those that we don't get to, and just to spoil one of them, it's like someone said 7 threes in the fourth against Phoenix. What kind of season was this?
Oh, that was on my list.
Oh my god, man.
That was like my backup moment.
Oh, my
gosh.
god. So we're starting
Uh-huh.
with Nick Claxton. That was a really cool moment. I actually remember
Yeah.
that one.
That one was funny too because I remember after that moment happened because nobody followed the Brooklyn Nets this season. Like let's be 100% real. So you rely on the broadcast who do a lot of research to like provide you with context of the other team when you watch them. And after that moment, they were like, "That's Nick Claxton's 4th ejection of the year." I'm like, "Dog, what are you doing? How are you ejected
wow.
out of 4 Brooklyn
That
Nets?"
Claxton has 4 ejections.
Exactly. I was like,
crazy.
why
That
are
might
you always
activate a
crashing out?
Jonte. That might activate a Jonte Porter investigation, man.
Yeah.
Because I remember
he might be next.
thinking that night, like, man, like anybody who bet the over on him would have been really pissed.
I think the Raptors should get him. Just for
Of
the
course,
content.
you would be the only one with that thought.
Yeah, I also almost bet on the Bucks last night because StatMuse said Kyle Kuzma had never lost a game 2. So I was like,
Yeah.
this
You know what?
can't possibly
That's
go
sick.
wrong. Yeah.
Kyle
He's a
Kuzma
6'10"
should be
Lil
under
Lou, man.
investigation.
He's a 6'10"
Hey.
Lil Lou.
Hey man, I think I had 15 last night. 15 last night in the run.
You guys know that? You guys know
Not
that
bad.
Kyle Kuzma and Brooke Lopez make a combined $96 million a year.
Yo, that's incredible.
Yo, Giannis, save yourself. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
All right,
Right,
let's
Will.
move on.
Or no,
What's
that's
your
with
moment?
Dame. Sorry, that's with Dame. Dame, Brooke, and Kuzma make 96. That's
that
half
makes
their
sense.
cap. That's still insane.
That's still a lot, though. Will, what's your encore moment?
My number one encore moment. I'm happy this dropped to me because this, if I think back on the season, this might be the one thing I actually remember with the play on the court. But I'm gonna take Jacoby Walters' game winner.
Yeah.
I know, boo. This is like kind of like it's kind of like the
Stock.
It's a
Stock
stock
answer.
pick. This is a stock pick for sure. But listen, the Raptors were in. I think the context is it was really funny because on the face of it alone, a rookie hitting a game winner, especially in that kind of context, it wasn't like a wide open shot. He was like jumping midair, fading. His legs were like in the Michael Jordan, like in the Jordan pose, basically. So it looked kind of nuts, and it was improbable. But I think the context around it was the most important thing because the Raptors had just pulled out their new tank strategy, which is we are going to play for 3.5 quarters, and then we're going to bench everybody and put in our third stringers and hopefully lose the game. And so the lineup was Emmanuel Quickly, Scotty Barnes, Jakob Poeltl all got pulled with 8 minutes left in the game. The Raptors are up like 10. Then RJ was left in the game alone. I don't know why they made RJ do that. But then they pulled RJ too. They were up 108 to 103 with 141 left. They pulled RJ off the floor as well. Their closing time lineup on the road against Orlando Magic, who were very desperate to try to win, were Jared Rhoden, Jamal Shedd, Jacoby Walter, AJ Lawson, and Orlando Robinson. And you could just see the organization like laughing and sort of just, I think even after the game winner, I think, there was like a grainy photo of like Bobby in the background kind of laughing it off. But like, if this was just an incredible display of like trying to tank at the last second. And of course it all got thwarted with one of the best shots by a Raptors rookie in a long time. I feel like a Raptors rookie hasn't had this type of moment in a minute. Even Scotty, I think in the game, in the year he won Rookie of the Year, didn't hit a game winner. So Jacoby Walters, game winner, for the context and also for the celebrations. And I'm just also happy for it. It felt like he hit it for the whole rookie class,
All right, so we're kicking off with Nick Claxton and a rookie game winner over the Orlando Magic.
Yeah. Well,
It was almost Franz Wagner. My pick was almost Franz Wagner, speaking of the Magic, but anyways.
Oh man.
All right, we'll go on to our pick here. I think I'm choosing for us on this one, Alex.
Yeah, I'm Masai Ujiri and you're Bobby Webster.
Sounds-
You're
wow.
gonna do all the work.
actually, you're both Bobby Webster, so.
I'll be
Combined,
Tim
we make
Chung.
one full Asian.
I'm not allowed
Someone
to
tell
laugh at
Tim Chung we saw you talking to Nico.
Oh my god.
We're calling you out on Friday.
A friend of ours actually was in a video with Nico Harrison.
that. Oh, that's not good.
Exactly, right?
You know that video where someone, like, it's a video person heckling Nico from the sidelines?
From like 5 meters away.
Yeah,
Okay.
when it pads over, it's just our friend talking to Nico.
That's okay.
No, every time they pan over to Nico, it's like they're showing like a murder. Like,
Oh,
this man
yeah.
murdered a
Yeah.
franchise.
There's comic book like villain like vibe to it for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then his
It's
voice
incredible.
is so high pitched. I didn't know that.
He's scary. Like he looks like Hannibal Lecter, and then he'll be like smiling, and then he'll go to like he switches between these two. It just it's weird to me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's definitely got a weird vibe. All right, let's go, Jerome.
All right. Well,
Our
this
pick.
pick here is not a specific moment, but I actually wouldn't mind Alex explaining to me when it happened for you. So, earlier in the season, Alex had designated his all-average team, and the inspiration for that was one Jakob Poeltl, because in his mind, Jakob Poeltl was the most average player in the league, and at a certain point, he became the most underrated to Alex. So we're gonna choose when Jakob Poeltl suddenly became underrated from super average.
Yeah, I love this pick because it's really hard to crawl out of the all average category. Like some guys are gonna be there forever. Like I was watching Dorian Finney-Smith last night. Look up his box score. I bet you he was 8-3 without even checking. Like some guys are just always average throughout their whole career. I thought Jakob was always a little bit probably better than that. Like he wasn't just
Yeah.
like a role player, but it's like you never have like a Jakob Poeltl moment or like he's not hitting that floater for a game winner. Like he's always just gonna get you solid numbers. But I feel like this season he broke out of that and became a really important part of the team and became really into, like Jerome said, into the underrated category. So
He became one of
Shows
the
a
best
Yaka.
on-court stories for the Raptors this season, I would
Was
say.
there one game that you can pinpoint to that's like, you know what, Jakob more than average? Because I feel like that Boston game early in the
Yeah,
season
the
was
Bo-
him and RJ
Yeah, the
were
Boston
cooking.
one.
Yeah.
The Boston one was really good, but I just feel like towards the second half of the season too, like he was just putting up great numbers. So yeah, shouts to Yaki Chan, man. So
Wow.
did his thing. Yeah.
Shout out
That's
to
what he was
Will.
doing all season.
Yaki-chan.
Each will Keenan Arjer. Yeah.
Right, I forgot I translated
Unbelievable.
it.
That's why I
I'm
sound
sorry
like
about
doing
that.
Duolingo,
I'm sure that's
man.
perfect.
Jesus.
Perfect.
Yeah, you nailed it, buddy. Okay,
Yeah.
I think that covers our best on-court moment. We're going to move to our next one here. The best presser / social moment. And
wow.
I'm sweating right now.
I don't know that any of us on
Why? You got the
our
number
side of the
two?
panel have any
yeah.
presser
my God.
experiences
Oh my god, I forgot about
this
that
season.
already.
But moments, what do you have for us for your
Oh.
best presser /
Oh.
social moment of the season? Wait,
Let me just
Are
make
we
sure
all-
my mic's. Let me just make
sorry,
sure
did
my
you hear
mic's
me on
okay
that
here.
one? Let me just tap
wait.
in again.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
We're good. We're live. Okay.
Yeah. Jonathan Mobo. I'm gonna with the first pick in the best presser social moment draft. I'm going to take the entire 3-day audio experience from the final. What is it? Exit interviews? Is that the official?
Yeah. Exit
So
interview.
this was. I loved this. Like you got
This
you
is
got
right up your
three.
alley, man.
You got
Yeah.
3 days, right? You can really hunker down into this. This is like coaching. You got you got the players one day, you got Darko one day, you got Bobby one. Like this is like an event, right? And the first day, I was just like, because I'm like an audio person, edit a lot of audio. I love when you guys edit like the Will Liu, Alex Wong stuff. Love that.
Oh yeah.
So I'm listening to this in my headphones, and I can hear in my left ear like the players are talking, and then in my right ear is like someone eating a sandwich, and there's like water. There's like weird there's like a water slide or something happening, and it's like I'm really stoned, and it's just like so trippy, like it's just like freaking me out kind of thing. And then
There is a water fountain like on one side of the room. So I think that's what you're
okay.
probably like a water cooler.
Well, I think what's
And it's
actually
beside
happening-
a sink too, by the way. They
I
make
was,
you
I
wash
was
your
like,
own
how is
cups.
this
Yeah.
room? This is what I'm fascinated by, because it's like how, like when you're miking a band, you
Yeah.
got the drummer mic, you got the like, how is this room mic'd up? Like I would just love a Zapruder film on this. Like a
I could give you a
documentary.
little insight into that as someone who used to work for MLSC and did some of
Okay.
these pressers.
I need to know this.
Just generally speaking, I think what we're looking at here is we have multiple feeds coming in through like different channels, and when fed, because usually it's fed in and then like sent out as a stream, you can either like mix it down for one option, but I think what we were getting there was we were getting 2 separate channels fed through different sides.
And there was an
so
echo
you-
too, yeah.
Right,
That's-
and
yeah.
so I think that's why you would hear the echo, because it was a mix down. Like especially if you were hearing it like say on a TV, you wouldn't notice it as much. But if you're listening it through both ends, you're probably hearing like the direct mic feed from the desk,
Yeah.
and then you're hearing just the maybe camera mic or just like the general like room ambiance. And yeah, there was a lot of room ambiance that day.
Yeah, watching that on a TV is crazy. Like, but
Wait, what are you, what's your setup? Like you're got your feet up on the ottoman, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna watch.
yeah, I got my
Darko's
potato.
press
I got my
conference.
I got my potato weed pipe, and I'm like, I got.
Guy
Darko-
talking about
Dark-
like a 3-day event, like it's
Yeah, yeah.
Coachella or something.
No, it was
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, seriously, for me it was.
It is
Like,
Coachella for Raptor fans. I actually do agree.
I mean, like coming off this last weekend, it
amazing.
really was WrestleMania night 1, and we're like, what's gonna happen the next night?
Yeah, so then day 2 we get Darko. But I guess we have to focus on what happened at the end of day 1 first,
Sure.
before we.
Will, you there?
I think the main like headliner, who played I don't know who played a Coachella this year. The big event was kind of like near the end of day 1, during a lunch break, where lunch was being served on the far side. I remember hearing that about 8 times.
Yeah.
Lunch is available on the far side. Lunch
Yeah.
is available
Right,
on the
yes.
far side. And I'm hearing 18 different people talking about Scotty and Mobo and food, and I heard Grange drop an F-bomb. I heard Will talk about OG and Rizzing in New York. I heard about but I didn't really like take it all in at the time. I didn't hear anything live, but I experienced it live, which is the important thing.
Right.
And that's why it's such a big moment for me, because like I was there, like I was in the chat, I was in the feed, it was all happening, and it was all kind of this very like what's going on here. You know,
what were people saying in the live chat? Like, what was the reaction?
There was probably there was 900% more comments during that period than any other period.
Right. Because you would hear, I think there was like a series of people all commenting together. Lunch is ready. Lunch is ready. Lunch is ready.
Oh,
I think I did remember seeing
wow.
that.
I didn't know Shams was in the chat. Okay.
But I was, I had the same experience. Just like producer brain kicked in, and I was sitting there like between. I was like, wait, why can I still hear everyone? Like, is someone telling like anyone to like either shut the mics or do something to that effect? But
and then before that, we had just an incredible mic setup behind the front row, and it was just like right behind their skulls. So we got this like very like I could see everything on their computer. I could see everything on Grange's computer.
Oh, when they were sitting on camera.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so we
Like
were
a
all
wide
debating.
shot. Okay.
We were debating like what background is Grange gonna have. Like is Grange? I was like Grange is gonna have a nature background. I was so set on Grange having like a nature background. So there was a lot of that going on, like debating what backgrounds. Yeah. It was fun. This is Coachella. Like this is Coachella.
Yeah.
for
It was
Raptors.
Coachella.
This was like a Truman Show, man. You're like getting a peek into like people's private lives, conversations, and everything. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
I wasn't there because I would have been shouting "yum yum" when the lunch. Came.
You would have heard nothing but munching.
No,
man.
but there is a thing about because when Alex would be in them, because I remember I used to like when I would watch pressers and stuff like that. Alex would just kind of just like stand very upright and just like look around and just walk about.
Yeah.
Like that was always Alex to
Yeah,
me.
you'll never catch me on no hot mic.
Yeah.
Alex,
Like just be talking about my stupid bets. Man.
Alex
Yeah.
would be like, I don't even want to talk about Raptors, man.
No,
Like-
the worst you'll hear is like, "Yo, Masai's washed," but I've said that on here too. So
But there was also like a really large microphone just like on the like table though. That's the other thing. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is my theory from the Sonic experience. So the order of the interviews that day, Brandon Ingram was the first one to speak. And then when he first came to the mic, I don't know if he was like just extra nervous or just like a little bit quiet, but he was just like, it was like a really soft-spoken interview. So like I remember I was sitting towards the front, but to the side of the wall, and like you just couldn't really hear what he was saying even from that close up. So I think they might have bumped the volume a little bit extra. And then Scotty came up right afterwards. Like they actually cut off the Ingram there, and they're like, "Hey guys, stop asking Ingram questions. Scotty's here." So I was like, "Okay." So then Scotty came up, and then Scotty's very energetic, and he was very warm and friendly. Excellent media press conference.
Great enunciation.
The enunciation was perfectly clear. I can't imagine anybody really critiquing this at all. And but then afterwards there was like a break. There was like maybe like a 10-minute break, I think, before I think RJ came up to speak afterwards. So that's when the hot mic portion was happening. By the way, it was actually funny, I guess, in the moment because obviously none of us know. Like none of us are like watching the stream. So like I think for the majority of people,
I was
people
about to
watching on
text
the
you,
stream-
Will. I was going to say like, hey, we can hear everyone in there, right?
Yeah, that. But then the head of Raptors PR actually walked through the frame at one point, and they said, hey, apparently the mics are alive, and I just realized this too. And then that's where Grange was like, you shouldn't do that because there's some fucking crazy things that are said in here.
That's where the F-bomb came from. Okay.
That's where the F-bomb came from, yeah.
How many PR people versus media people are in the room? Is it like 1-to-1?
Yeah.
Like I know it's kind of like
No.
Is it like
No,
a babysitting thing? Like
there was like
this is your media member that you have to like watch today,
Well, they do that with the players. So like usually they'll handle specific players and stuff like that. Like for example, Phil does a lot of Scotty's press conferences. Like that's why Scotty brings Phil in to a lot of his pressers. But there was probably like I would say probably 30 people in the room between cameramen, photographers. Like it was really cramped. Usually there's maybe like 10 people at most in any given press conference. But again, like you mentioned, this is Fanapalooza.
This is the big thing. Yeah, this is-
So there's like 30 people in there. By the way, there's not one conversation in there. When you imagine, there's no way 30 people are
Think
talking
of it
about
as
the
a
same
lunchroom.
thing. It actually was a lunchroom in that
Yeah,
moment. But kind of an incredible moment. It was, I think,
Yeah.
for the team. I don't think they liked the fact that this was the number one thing that went viral.
Well, Scotty posted it. And
Yeah.
a bunch of
posted
people
it.
posted.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really see that. Again, these are things that I love. We don't really see this that often.
Yeah. That's
Like,
why
this
it was
was a pretty
interesting.
rare,
Yeah.
like, kind of 5-minute just.
Yeah.
Here's a peek into how
Yeah.
everything works behind the scenes.
Yeah, it's like
how the-
breaking the fourth wall for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
sure.
was that.
Yeah. And for the record, the conversation that we were having, at least on my side of the conversation, was Scotty, did he go off message by promising playoffs? Because no one in the organization has said playoffs to that point. Darko did not talk about playoffs in his press conference on Tuesday, and Masai actually specifically sidestepped that word and that expectation in Wednesday. So I was like, did he go off message? Because he also kind of looked over and laughed at the press relations guy, Phil, before he then went to give that answer. That's the discussion. It really is very innocuous, at least on that part. The conversation with Mobo, that was to another conversation off to the side. I didn't know it was happening while it was happening. Again, there's 30 people in the room, and I still can't fully hear clearly what was specifically said. But if anyone said one of the Raptors players is dumb, that's obviously not professional, and that should be called out even in the moment. But
To me, it was pretty clear that's what was
that's
said.
it.
Yeah.
Will,
Okay.
just a general question about that. Just because, like,
Still investigating though. The investigation's still ongoing. We're still.
Oh,
we got a lot of great people. I got a lot of top people looking into this.
amazing.
Yeah. All the Raptor Moments resources, investor money, angel investor money, venture capital money. It's all going towards this.
I feel like this moment was made for you.
DM me, man. I'll give you all the info. Yeah. This investigation could be over in 3 minutes.
Another bridge burned.
But to be clear, Alex wasn't there.
Yeah, so I just
Alex actually wasn't.
I wanted to quickly shout out. There was some. Obviously, this broke out on Twitter,
Sure.
and people were going crazy. And I want to shout out. There was one person who was like, "That's definitely Alex Wong saying that," and I just, it made me feel so relevant in the moment. I was like,
That was
"Damn,
so funny.
they still remember me like that." This
That's
man
really
coming at
cute.
me with my
People-
full government name.
Some people thought it was Will, and it's like Will's
Oh,
voice
some
is
people,
like Will's
most
voice.
people did. Yeah.
Will's voice is like mine. It's like we like chew gravel. Like it's like
Right.
it's like
That's right.
it's like this person's voice was a few octaves higher.
But for your
that's-
theory on audio, Will.
Yeah.
So I think, that's again, like, producer brain tells me, like, I don't know why they did it that way, but because you're not getting individual mics to ask your questions, right? You're just calling it
So
out in
that's
the room.
day two. Day two is the
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
into day two. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the thing is, like, those mics that are on the table, like, should not be picking up that much, even if, like, bumped up as much as possible. And so I think usually the move is they turn on, like, the room, like, mic or the room audio, like, the native audio there to allow people to hear the question that's being asked and then shut it off and then focus on
Right.
that back and forth.
Because that is a common complaint I see in the YouTube. Like, people are
Exactly.
like, why can't the Raptors, like, ever fix their audio?
Right. And I think to what Moments is getting to, and it was actually something really funny because obviously I was watching the next day, not just for our show, but to see how they would handle it. It was so specifically focused to Darko that he was like alone in the room talking to nobody.
It was
Like, you would just see
acapella
him,
solo. I was
Like, here's a quick rendition of what happened. Like, people would need to watch and hear it, but like, yes, and then just like talking to nobody, like clearly looking at someone asking a question, but you couldn't even hear like the mumble, like not even like the hum of someone talking in the room.
It is incredible. Yeah. What I love is the variance between the 3 days. Like that's part of what makes it special.
Exactly.
Yes.
Is the difference between the
Yeah.
that's what makes the experience. Like when you go to music festival, you don't want to see the same thing every night. You want variety.
Right,
Like
right.
if someone had a really obvious like showing pimple, and then the next day you saw them, they tried to pop the pimple, then it like became like really apparent, and then the next day they got covered up by like
This
so
is
much
literally
makeup
an
that you can never
episode
see
of
it
Veep
again.
that happened.
Like it is like the constant like correction and overcorrection. But I think by the time they got to the Masai one, it was like pretty balanced out.
It wasn't great. I
It
think-
wasn't the best. Yeah,
I think the audio coming out of this like thrift store mic that I'm using might be. I don't know. I gotta look back later,
Yeah,
compare the two, but it might be better. I'm just saying.
yeah,
So it was incredible 3 days. Just great. You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
I wish
3 nights of WrestleMania.
wish it could be longer. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there will be some sort of investigation that comes out of this from your end. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing how that all breaks down. But if we're gonna go with the second, and this is a distant second of best presser / social moment of the season, but I have a couple to pick from. You know, I'll let you guys have the Darko moments because I feel like Darko had a lot of good press conference moments.
Why do you think we're taking the Darko moments?
We're not Darko dudes.
That's you, buddy.
You guys aren't Darko guys?
No.
All right, you know what? It doesn't matter, man. I'm taking Scotty Barnes randomly hits out at Matt Bonner.
Okay, yeah, we had that on our
we had that
on our
list.
deep cut list.
Yeah.
This was a deep cut for you guys? Oh, that wasn't deep for me. I was in the actual scrum when this happened. It was like, I mean, the scrum was like 5 people. And we were talking about Scotty. This was in Philadelphia. The Raptors had, beaten the Sixers. I think they swept the Sixers this year, which is kind of incredible. Definitely did not help their lottery odds, by the way, because the Sixers used that sweep to duck below the Raptors. But Scotty had a really good game in this one. And then kind of unprompted out of nowhere, he just ended up name-dropping Matt Bonner and a clip that he had saw on Instagram. I actually have the video here, so we could... let me just share my screen. Goodness, this is a terrifying experience. Okay, here we go.
Anything could happen. Here we go.
Showing some verse.
Wait, can you guys hear this, or is this outputting in the wrong
No, we
way?
can hear it.
Oh, you guys can hear this?
have to
Okay,
restart.
good.
Yeah.
Let me
So just
turn
start
this
it
on a
over
little
again,
more.
and yeah.
All right, here we go.
Showing some verse. Be able to just try to get past the defender. I think yesterday, just going on Instagram, just watching something from Matt Barner. He was talking about something. So talking about how I can't go to the rim, can't get past the people. So I think that kind of motivated me a little bit as well. So I was trying to get to the rim, be able to use my burst of speed, get into the rim, get fouls, get free layups. Felt great to be there.
I mean, just to connect back to Moments' moment, like that is room audio. That is what you hear in the room,
That's
and you would hear him a lot clearer if we heard the mic feed.
Yeah, that was a tough pick for me because Scotty used to watch my videos and now he's watching Matt Bonner, so that was hard for me to. That was a little hard for me.
Wow. Yeah, I was. I just didn't see that one coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like.
Oh, you muted out.
We lost you, Will, on audio
lost-
for a second.
Yeah, Will's microphone. We had to cut Will's mic. He
Yeah,
was
we
saying some
cut Will's
crazy
mic
stuff,
in the process, which is kind of
Just to
crazy.
keep the show safe. We don't want to lose any sponsors. We want to keep the sponsors going, so we had to cut.
No,
Will's
we
mic.
still can't hear you, Will.
I mean, maybe it's for the better. He could still be going.
Yeah.
I'll speak for him. It's no, it's a good pick.
Oh, yeah, you're back.
Is he
Will?
back?
Yeah.
Is he back?
Oh,
yeah, I
he's
turned his
back.
mic back
Yeah.
on.
Thank
Will,
God.
okay, you're good. Just
Yeah,
don't do
yeah.
that again.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
just this, We got sponsors, Tangerine. We got Sportsnet. No, not Sportsnet.
Whoa, what?
Sportsnet sponsoring the show would be hilarious.
That would be.
I mean, I'm not against it.
I'm not against
I'm actually not
it, man.
against that at all.
That'd be kind of
Money,
cool.
money talks, man. Yeah.
Okay, what were you saying, Will? About?
Okay.
Who would do
No,
the ad read? Who would do the ad
No,
read? JD Bunkus?
I love JD. Show
Yeah,
us
we're
JD.
actually big fans of JD.
Is
on this
Kipper
show.
still there? In the
Canadian
I
Bill
love
Simmons.
Kipper,
Yeah,
man.
show us
Is Kipper still going? Kipper was it Kipper
I saw-
and Bourne?
Yeah, Kipper and Bourne.
Yo, that show
us
is
good.
hot,
Show us
man.
the
I'm
Sam
telling you,
McKee.
man.
The
That's like
Maple
the
Leafs,
biggest
man.
show on the
Wow.
station. I'm not even kidding. Like,
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. The funny thing with this moment for me was just like every single show out there has discussed Scotty's offensive struggles all season. So like to see this one in particular was just like this is kind of random. But yeah, I was gonna pick one of the Darko press conference moments, but I was kind of anticipating you guys taking those. So
Oh, you still got the wild card rounds too. So
Yeah, yeah.
well,
you can
I
get
don't
in
know if
there.
I'll use a wild card on any of these. You think I'll use a wild card on Darko calling you up? I'll never call you out. I'll call you up.
Never
The,
gonna
if I
you
never
up,
hear that,
never
if I
gonna
never hear
call
that quote
you
again,
up.
I'd be good. Yeah,
that's the defining Darko,
Yeah.
motive basically.
This man casting for Ted Lasso season 4, man.
Yeah. Well,
The greatest Darko moment happened year 1, I think, with Malachi. That's still my favorite moment.
what's the Malachi one?
When he called Malachi ugly.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Forgot about that.
Jeez.
Yeah. What was the context of that again?
He said, when you don't smile, you're ugly.
Right.
Yo.
You really hit him with the "you should smile more."
Oh
That's
God.
crazy, man. Hey, was the Martin Luther King tweet this year?
That was last year.
No,
Oh,
that
okay,
was last year.
Come on.
that was crazy.
Come on. That might have been 2 years ago, actually. No, that was last year.
No,
did
that was
that
last
happen?
year. Was
That was
last year
last
also
year.
International Women's Day then?
Oh,
No, that was 2
That'd
years
be-
ago.
we
That
could
was
do
2 years ago.
Worst
That was
Almost
2 years
draft
ago.
would be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Worst
I mean,
Almost
this is kind of turning into that. So anyway, that's my pick. Scotty randomly hitting back at Matt Bonner. What do you guys have for your best presses?
I'm gonna go with this one that you bolded for me, Alex. We're going with Matt Devlin using RJ Kidding Me.
Love it.
Yeah, that was huge. That was huge for Hello and Welcome Lore. You know, we had Devlin join us in Montreal at training camp, and friend of the program, Enes Esmer, had, granted us, a bunch of different calls, on-air calls and nicknames for Devlin. He rejected pretty much all of them.
Wow.
And except I think he did like RJ Kidding Me. And I
He
think-
loved RJ Kidding Me.
Yeah, the first time that he used RJ Kidding Me on RJ Dunk, I felt like the Hello and Welcome listeners were really excited, and I think it was a cool moment for us. And a cool moment for Matt to show love to us as well.
It was like our 2024-25 wedgie. Like
Yeah,
anytime
yeah,
that
yeah.
happened, we
Yeah,
would
yeah.
get
This
like
happened
a
like
shout
3
out, which
times
was
at
really
least.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's a good
shouts-
call, man.
Yeah, shouts to Matt. Shouts to Matt for that. That's a very memorable moment from this season.
Do you remember the other calls you were trying to pitch Matt on?
Well,
Like, you should use these.
Smack Smoke.
Yeah.
Smack Smoke is an all-time.
Maxwell's a crazy throwback. I mean,
Makes
we
no sense.
weren't in the Growy Graham era yet, so
Oh
we
my
didn't have
Oh,
that.
man.
We
I
didn't
tried
have that
pitching
one.
Matt on Gory Graham, and he was like, "Will, what do you think I do?"
Yeah,
And,
so after
and
AJ
that
Lawson,
conversation ended.
after AJ Lawson was going off towards the end of the season, I pitched Matt AJ Kidding Me, and was quickly rejected. It's really tough to get through to Matt. Like he's one of the best at what he does, and to be able to just pitch him
Right.
something that he would.
He's too much of a pro.
I think the key is that
Consider
we
to
have to
say
say
on
it's
air.
from Ennis, and then like we can get straight to.
You look at a guy like RJ Barrett, 24 years of age. You see what he's doing out there on the floor, and
Wow. That's
you
a
look at-
that's a
you
pretty
look at a
good
guy.
impression.
You look at a guy, and he's 25 years of age.
He does love saying you look at a guy.
Years of age. If you take a hit every time, it's. Whew.
Yeah,
That might be another draft, actually.
So that's our best social moment. So round 3.
Let's go.
The 30th anniversary celebrated in year 29. This round is sponsored by my hat in We the North documentary streaming now on Crave. Raptors moments. What is your best moment from all the 30th anniversary celebrations this season?
I really wanted to pick Grady coming out of the egg, but
That's a good one.
yeah, I'm gonna go with the only thing that I think the Raptors were the best at this year. So this is a bad year, but the Raptors did one thing better than every other team this year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the unveiling of the court.
Yes.
Yes.
Because
Oh yeah.
that like I'm watching the Pacers game last night. I'm like, this is
Oh,
the
that's
ugliest
horrible.
court I've seen in my
Yeah.
life.
The Nerf
Like,
court?
Yeah, I'm like, this is like millennial gray floors. Like it's just, I blows my mind. I love
Right.
the older looking kind of wood. That to me is just like, and so that court, just like the visual looking at that court, it was like depressing when they would go back to the
Right.
whatever it is they're doing now with the red ball.
Right.
thing. But 16 NBA teams have a ball in their logo, so very original.
What's going on with the NBA, man?
I actually know this. This was a trivia question at trivia a few weeks ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's just the team, whatever the team is doing that to the ball. So if it's the Raptors, it's like claws going through a ball.
Yeah.
If it's whatever the thing is doing to a ball. And then in baseball, there's only a baseball and 2 logos. Classic logo.
What about the bat? Isn't the bat in like the St. Louis logo or whatever?
I think so.
Silence. We talking
Another
we
silence.
talk-
All right.
Yo, banned from the list. House and the St. Louis.
And St.
Cardinals.
Louis. Nothing St. Louis. I
Whoa.
can't talk about St. Louis.
I guess
No-
you didn't
no
watch
St.
Albert
can't talk.
Pujols, man.
Yo, the podcast
man.
Crickets All Stars.
You guys weren't watching Tony La Russa and what he had in his hat, man.
Yo, that's
Yeah, man.
crazy.
Oh my goodness.
Shouts,
but no, I think
shouts to David Freeze, 2011, man. Game
Oh
6.
man, come on.
Crashed
man.
his car listening to Tool. That's my guy.
Wow.
But no, shout out the court.
The court
was
is
the
a good
best
pick.
thing to come out of the 30th anniversary, I would say.
Yeah.
And definitely something that I think we want to like see hopefully in
Let's
some
bring
point or
that back.
another.
Let's
Grady
bring
out
that
of the
back.
egg, I think you could do again too. Just
That's like
every
what you
year
would
having-
show in like
Yeah.
a grade 7 gym class of like, this is how conception happens. Like,
Yeah, that could be the angle.
We should just
Yeah.
like whoever
Grady
is our
Dick,
draft
egg,
pick,
that
we
could
should
be-
just make them kind of the egg like each year.
That'd be cool.
Every year,
A new
our
Raptor is
our
born.
a new Raptor is born. I
Con
think that's
Knipple
the
coming
move.
out of an egg.
Yeah.
oh man, that's
Yeah.
not how conception works. Anyway, we are gonna go to my pick for 30th anniversary moment. I'm gonna take Vince Carter. Come on, man. Vince Carter's jersey retirement. It only makes sense that
Alex,
Vince Carter.
thoughts?
Actually, Alex, what do you think of Vince Carter getting
Yeah,
retired?
you know, when you think about this Raptors franchise, you know, it makes perfect sense for Vince Carter to be the first player to have his jersey retired. Yeah.
You guys
Well
gotta
said.
watch that doc
Well
on
said.
Crave.
We gotta shout out Mr. Sticks too in all of this Vince Carter celebration.
Yes.
Like he
Yeah.
helped iron the banner. Because
Right.
you remember
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the Celtics
He worked on some
unveiled
of the videos for it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. 6'2", is that Will? Because he's 6'2". What? No,
Shosa Jordan.
I'm Mr.
Jordan
I'm Mr.
Hill.
Chopsticks. Okay. All
Oh
right.
my god.
Jordan Hills.
Still can't believe TSN had a noodles and it wasn't you.
Noodles and O-Dog.
But
That's pasta to me, man. That's
because
white
the
noodles.
Celtics had their championship banner and it was super like wrinkly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. The Celtics were
open
like, damn, here.
I think that was the joke, right? Like that's why they were like doing all the ironing. Like it was.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it
yeah.
became a thing where it's like we needed to make sure that the Vince Carter banner was good. Yeah. So yeah, Will, explain your Vince Carter pick.
You were there.
I was there. It was a very emotional day. I think the day started with Vince Carter getting an Air Canada themed plane, which I think is
Super
pretty
relatable.
insane.
Yeah.
You can fly that
yeah.
plane, you know, like you like that.
I
Plane,
think people actually
plane-
sit on
yeah.
it's like a passenger plane.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You might just
Yeah, yeah.
catch the Air Canada flight with
Yeah.
with
Did-
15
I think it's
on
for
it.
domestic flights only.
Did
but
he
yeah.
go to his
Wow.
graduation again before Game
Oh
7?
my god, man. What are we doing?
Oh, sorry. I'm just yeah.
What did he
sorry.
major in?
Sorry. Yeah.
African American studies. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. See, no more jokes after that. Anyway, renovated the
I had
court
one, but yeah.
that Vince Carter had initially opened at Dixon and Kipling, which
Yeah.
I actually didn't really realize where that was in terms of like where the actual court was located, but that was actually really close to where I went to middle school. And
Oh, okay.
I know that area.
Nice.
It's not like that bad in terms of just like I think people always imagine like they open in the worst part of the city. It's really not. It's just like a part where a lot of immigrants like first land in Toronto and live. And I actually have a lot of friends from that area.
Is that
But
Etobicoke, right?
that is in Etobicoke. That is very Etobicoke, Dixon and
I
Kipling.
might move there actually. I'm going to move to Toronto at
Really?
some point. So
You-
I'm looking at that area. You know, if you have any
Dixon and
tips for
Kipling.
areas,
Yeah, you know, I feel like you would fit right in and like, you know, well, actually,
Eglinton.
just anywhere along Eglinton is great. It's like the
learning the
longest
streets.
road in the city.
I got to
Look
learn
it
the
up,
street.
young
I'm learning
street.
the streets first.
Right,
Spadina, or Spadina, and then there's like Bathurst. or something.
Spadina.
Yeah.
Spadina, yeah.
That was a
Bathurst.
great video by the Raptors back in the day because Pascal was like shocked that you had to pay for public transit. Which Pascal, let me tell you don't have to pay for the 510 Spadina.
Yeah,
buddy.
that's what the two of you have in common.
that thing is free. The doors open, you walk in, and you walk out.
Yeah, I'll
eventually.
take you to the Dufferin Gate every time, man. Yeah.
The press conference that day was also pretty crazy. Actually, a Raptors moment legend was at that press conference, and I'll just mention nothing more beyond that.
Oh, that's right.
Wait, who? Wait, what?
Off
Oh,
air, off
yeah,
air,
yeah,
off
yeah.
air,
I'll
off
tell
air.
you
Yeah,
off
What were we
yeah.
talking about before that? I kind of blanked out there.
It was
blacked out for a
during the
second.
press conference of Vince Carter. There was somebody who was there that. I'll let you
Oh, I know
Yeah,
all
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Yeah. I was made aware of this. Yeah.
Yes, there's.
I
the
almost
half-
made a video about that actually.
You honestly, it was an interesting question.
Yeah.
Because the question was.
It was an interesting reaction.
We can just move forward and talk about the press conference.
The halftime tribute was great. The Raptors won in overtime, which was great.
Yeah.
The Vince Carter crying meme, which went super viral.
yeah.
In the moment, it was actually super powerful being in the building. I've described this moment of him like being like, "Come on," and he was like turning to all four sides, like kind of like a wrestling event, honestly. But he was like soaking it in, and so you could clearly tell how much it meant to him. They had a whole bunch of former Raptors there. You know, Charles Oakley, Antonio Davis, Mo Pete, Del Curry, D Brown, Alvin Williams. I think JYD was also at this thing too. So
Are you
Yeah,
reading that off the
he
list?
did
Or
one of
you got
those.
that off, was that off the dome or is that on the list?
that was off the dome. That's off
Okay,
the dome.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's number one. That's the number one Raptor moment of the year for me. But
Fair.
happy to get it. There you
Yeah, yeah. For our side, we are actually going to take the Open Gym doc series that covered this entire season because
Wow, the whole
it's
Open
been
Gym.
some of their like best work and maybe one of their best seasons. Like if you actually want a definitive story of the last 30 years of the Raptors, I think you just watch through all of that. I mean, in terms of archival footage, they've like had it for such a long time. Obviously, not since '95, but yeah, it's one of the most comprehensive. And you're like, even when we are looking at a lot of the other docs that are out there, they are essentially pulling footage and stories from Open Gym. So I think, yeah, just masterful work. Shouts to the crew. I'm sorry if I missed anyone. There's Greg Vierman, there's Thomas Larrays, there's Aaron Terpstra, Binky, Jenna, Chris. Who else is there? Rocky, of course.
Yeah.
Shouts to Randy too, who was producing with them. And a special shout out. They lost a member of the team this year, John Butler, who passed away partway through the year. I knew him. He was actually the first person I worked with when I was interning at MLSC, and I don't know that there was a more kind and thoughtful person that, like, in an industry where that is not always easy to come by, like, this is a person that anytime you saw him, he would be as enthusiastic, as kind, as welcoming as anyone could be in a space. And so, like, a real tough loss there. And shouts to John.
We lost him too soon, too. Like,
Yes,
super. He was
absolutely.
very young. Yeah.
Yeah, shouts to the whole Open Gym series. I think there was so much to pull from the first 29 years of the Raptors. And, you know, special shout out, too, to, like, they did an episode on the '08 season.
That was a very memorable.
Yeah.
The Going International one, is that what you're talking
the
about?
Going International.
It was really
you know,
good.
Doing interviews with Andrea Bargnani, having him watch the Primo Pasta commercials. And, yeah, I think overall, too, just in general, like the 30th anniversary, they got a chance. I think the Raptors space got a chance to highlight a lot of people. Like, shouts to friend of the program, Sexy Beast, too. Like, you know, he got a feature, I think, on, like, NBA TV.
NBA XL,
Yeah, on NBA XL. And he was featured in a Vince Carter doc, too, where fans were just asking him to apologize while he was watching the fan videos on an iPad.
Yeah.
Still waiting for that, Vince. And
Come on, let it go.
what? We're revisiting moments. But yeah, shouts to the.
So you're saying out of
shouts to
all
the-
players, Vince actually should be the first to apologize?
Yeah, and just some great docs. You know, we the North now available on Crave.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. Shouts to the Open Gym crew. Is so well done this season, and a great opportunity to walk down memory lane, and they killed it. Yeah.
Yo, everything about the Raptors off the court this year was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people are involved in Open Gym? Like, if you give a breakdown of, like, editors,
I
like,
named
audio
most
people,
of them. So we have one main director, a couple of producers, 2 to 3 shooters. Oh, shout out Saber as well. He shoots for them. A couple, 2 or 3 PAs, or not PAs, sorry, APs, associate producers. It is actually really impressive what they pull off with not the largest crew.
Yeah.
And then this is also like a new addition of the crew because, as a lot of people who've been following along for a long time, that was originally with Jeff Landicho, who I think it was him and just one other editor as like the 2 main editors for it. What they were doing, like, you had people that were directing it, but also shooting it, editing it, just doing everything around it. So they're one of the tightest teams. When I worked at MLSC, you know, they were the gold standard. They are the gold standard. Anytime you got to, like, do anything around it, it was just like you were in awe of their work.
Right. Yeah, shouts to Jeff, man. Shouts to Jeff.
Yeah, and one last shout out to Open Gym crew for including me in most of the episodes as the transition god.
Who's gonna, you know? I mean,
You got to offer more insight in the Open Gym series. Like, you got to actually, like, comment on things and not just simply say what was happening
And
next.
then they made the finals. And now it was time to face the Warriors.
They won the series 4-1.
they're usually like Paul Heyman.
I like the Messiah. Yeah, that was a great video, by the way. The Paul Heyman video. But no, I want a full Open Gym on Messiah's Muay Thai. Like, I want to
Yeah, you know what?
like, get
That
some
would be kinda
philosophy, some good quotes from him, like
yeah,
some deep
Masai's
kind of
workout
like,
plan.
yeah, like a meditation Muay Thai thing. That would be cool. You know?
Oh, well, I guess we can't play Kanye's new workout plan anymore. You know.
Who?
No.
Anyway,
That's your
next round of the
go.
draft.
Next round.
That's my go.
We
That's
are
your
we are
guy,
going
man.
on now
Unfortunately.
to a 2-round wild card moment. So this could be just any moment
God.
that you have come up with that you've enjoyed from the season. Again, we will start with moments. What is your first wild card moment?
Oh, I got a bunch of them here.
Okay.
Damn. I guess we do honorable mentions after.
Yeah.
Oh,
course.
yeah, we
Okay.
can throw some in.
Of course,
We're also
of course.
going to go through some of the stuff that we got in the chat,
Okay.
so we can talk about those there, too.
Okay. So I got a couple I'm going to pick a tanking one.
Sure.
There was a couple tanking moments for me. I liked the Bobby Webster, the lottery balls are our main focus this year. It was a pretty incredible quote.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with a certain play that happened where it just kind of like it all hit me at how poorly the tank has kind of gone. Like it's so like Will kind of seemed almost like embarrassed by like certain post game shows and it's just kind of like cringy. And there's just one play at the very end of the game, a buzzer beater play that happened, and it's just in that moment it just felt like we just lost Cooper Flag for like the dumbest reason I've ever seen.
Okay.
And it wasn't because of that moment, but it just felt for me personally. And this happened pretty recently, actually. Do you know where I'm going with this?
A buzzer beating moment? That's not Jacoby?
End of the game, like 0.4 seconds left. Critical play, like the game defining moment. This was like maybe a month and a half ago.
Is this when IQ fouled Kobe White?
No,
For the
this is
4-point play?
this is the Franz Wagner missed open layup
Oh, yeah.
that would have sealed the game for the Orlando Magic. And at this time, it was the Raptors were right in there with the Nets and the Sixers. Like this is still when it was like just really like a battle to the bottom. Like,
Right.
and this just felt like such a missed because this was a game that I think Jakob played quite a bit, and it's just like what
Sure.
like for this to come down for Franz Wagner to have this is just it. It was a huge moment for me. Like it's one of the moments I thought about the most this whole season, and I still remember the layup. Like every movement that he made, I remember it was like off the right side, kind of baseline. There was a slight contest, but it was from behind.
Yeah.
It wasn't really that close, and he just is just a bunny with 0.4 seconds left on the clock. Would have won the game, and it was huge.
It was the 2 games out in Orlando were genuinely
Yeah.
like if I could have been on any road trip that year, I would have been on that one.
Mind blowing.
Yeah. But the tank, I mean, we'll see what happens with that tank. I can't believe we're doing content where we spin the wheel every day about where we're gonna land in the lottery. But that's where we are in this season, and that's why this season's draft is looking the way it is looking right now. For my first wild card, I wanted to make sure I had this on my team. It is something that is from the beginning of the season, arguably before the season even started. And big shouts to Open Gym because they were able to capture this moment. It was another one of these Raptors Open Gym moments. I'm going to share this one as well. Here we go.
Ready? Let's go. Before we get into basketball, John might want to take a lead.
no.
We could do like regular dynamic warm-up and just kind of go up and down like we normally do. And Johnny's the best in the world at doing that. But I'm giving him a break today.
Whoa, easy warm-up. We're just gonna hop, just like this, yeah?
Look at the vibes, man. This is like peak Raptor vibes right now. For the audio listeners, this is when the Raptors were dancing Afro.
DJ Carton.
Come on.
DJ Carton. Let me see DJ Carton.
Okay, Ochai. Bruno Fernando.
Bruno Fernando. Manchester United.
Afrobeats on 3, Afrobeats 1, 2, 3.
Doesn't Bruno Fernando sound like a Manchester United player?
Oh, absolutely. It's basically Bruno Fernandez, their best player, their captain.
Yo, teams only be dancing when they're rebuilding, man. Holy.
Oh, come on, man.
I never saw Shaq and Kobe dance.
You didn't see Shaq dance at the All-Star game? Remember?
Where's
Oh,
DJ Carton?
man.
Man, speaking of
God.
dancing, where is DJ Carton?
What happened to DJ Carton? I totally forgot this guy
He had like a
existed, actually.
33% turnover rate, I think, or something like that.
It was a real issue for a bit. He did come back from an ankle injury in Summer League. I thought he played well. But the Raptors did have like 10 point guards, it felt like, this year, and DJ was one of them. But yeah, I'm taking the Raptors to Dancing Afrobeat. It was actually a nice little viral moment. It eventually became repurposed into the "You Just Lost to the Toronto Raptors" video that would circulate after the Raptors would win. all 30 times this season. And yeah, it was great. It was also great. If you look closely at that video, you could definitely tell who can dance and who can't dance. You know what I mean? Like it's a. I'm not saying that I'm a bad dancer too, so like that's why I can identify. But when Darko was like, "Hey, we're gonna get started," Jama, you lead this one. I was like, "Oh yeah, Darko not dancing." But,
They should have made the media do it as well, man. That I think that would have been great content.
Who's a good
for
media
everybody.
dancer?
Goodness,
J-Lu
man.
maybe? Or?
You know, well, why do people pick on J. Lou so much?
Yeah, that's my guy too, man. Shouts to J. Lou. Yeah.
Boy, be skipping.
Shouts to J. Lou, man. Holy.
Listening to like footwork and like just listening to like really hard Chicago drill music.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what J. Lou's into
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, Alex and Jerome, Team Alex and Jerome. What's your first
Which one do
wild
you want?
card?
Alex, why don't you share with us your first one? I have it queued up for you.
Yeah, so the first wild card pick, March 24th, 2025, 7:27 p.m. Louis Zatzman of Raptors
my
Republic
God.
tweets, quote, "A funny thing about this Raptors team is that if you toss prime Kyle Lowry on there, you just might have a championship contender. He just checks so many boxes that are empty right now." I just lost my mind reading this one.
This one has, by the way,
Shouts
this
to
has
Louis.
69,000
March.
views.
Yo,
March
shouts to Louis.
24th.
Respect,
Okay.
respect all your work.
Less than a month ago. Wow.
Great basketball
This is
mind,
fresh.
but goddamn, Louis.
Is
Anyways,
it meant to be a joke or is this like?
No, he's
no.
serious. Lewis
No,
is not a
he's
joke.
serious,
Lewis is
yeah.
dead serious in these.
this was this
'cause the
was
profile-
circulated. I saw like
The
I saw
profile
like
picture is very inviting. So
I
thought
saw
it might
like
be-
Lakers Twitter
calm
pick
down.
it up. I saw a lot of teams. Twitter.
Oh, this went outside of Raptors Twitter. At a
Oh
point?
yeah. This
Wow.
this
Oh,
got
goodness.
launched into space like Katy Perry.
Oh, wow.
And it just
Shouts out
went
to my
crazy.
media teammate, Louis
Yeah.
Zatzman.
It went crazy. So shouts to Lewis for this tweet.
What year Kyle would that be? 20? Like what's prime Kyle? Like,
I
what's
don't
that?
know, but saying adding Kyle to this team with making a championship contender is crazy.
Would he play in front of Quickly?
I would assume we have to play with Quickly.
So be
Yeah.
Kyle Quickly backcourt.
Yeah, it's pretty small. And
Yeah.
then
No. Anyways, this is
RJ
my
Scott.
favorite.
What would
Scottie,
Kyle's usage
Jakob.
rate be? Like, anyway.
probably 30.
This
Okay.
this is my favorite next to Oren Weisfeld's surveillance state tweet.
Oh, Oren, by the way, was not in the room. Oren was not there. Stop pinning it
Oh,
up.
You wouldn't know that from the tweet.
Follow up tweet being like, by the way, I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Oh
That's an important part to put in because
Amazing.
What a season.
What a
year,
season.
man.
Oren has
What
some
a
great
year.
moments, man. Like he talked about how like people used his like driveway as a bathroom when he lived next to McDonald's.
Oh my god.
And
Wait,
then in
when did he
Vegas,
say that?
in Vegas, he had all the like the good stories off the off strip boys in Vegas.
Oh, the off-strip
Oren's got
boys.
some-
Oh, okay.
Those stories are crazy. Although it turns
yeah,
out Lee
so-
Man does indeed sleep with a can of open soda beside his bed every night in case he
That's
gets thirsty.
insane.
yeah.
Is it his Mountain Dew? He's like a big Mountain Dew guy, right?
Oftentimes it is Mountain Dew, yeah.
Yeah.
I like looked at the hotel that they stayed at because there was like it was such a great story. Like they were on
Oh,
this
for
like,
sure.
weird.
Right,
they're
right.
on this like off strip resort. I want to go there this. I might be there this year, maybe.
Oh, yeah, come to
Summer.
Vegas. Yeah,
I
come
should.
to
coming
I'm
to
in
Vegas for
Vancouver.
Summer
It's not
League?
that- What is that? An hour flight? $5? Come on.
There you go.
I mean,
I might get sent to El Salvador, but it's got good surfing there if I can get out of the.
it's kind of a win-win, really. Yeah.
Oh, don't mention the win, man. All right.
We
Next,
still gotta get you on.
All right, Moments, we got our second wild card pick from you.
Oh, did you guys already? Okay, wow. Wow, there's so many here. So many great, so many directions I could go with this. Oh, wow. You know what? I'm gonna go with the moment that I think changed your guys' show
Okay.
for the better.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
we're all so
And-
nervous right now.
Yeah,
I'm trying to create the
Yeah?
the
Yo, leave my
anticipation.
nephews out of this, whatever you post.
the bridge is about to be burned.
God damn it, man.
All right,
No,
what's
I
the
think
moment?
I think that there was I think a bit of a pivot. Maybe I don't know exactly when you guys did it, but there was a bit of a pivot more into the Steven LeBron radio stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Later,
Oh,
later,
okay.
later in the year.
Yeah.
And there was a specific moment that happened recently that kind of crystallizes all of that for me,
Okay.
and that is of course the Jay-Z woman cameo.
Mandy
Alex-
Mayhem.
that
Shouts
Alex
to Ennis
paid-
Esmer for that as well. Yeah.
that Alex
Yeah.
set up or paid for, I believe. I remember the first night that you guys played that video. and I can't remember what game it was, but you guys played it like 6 times, and I was pretty baked, pretty tired. Because after the game, I'm because sometimes if it's like Samson and he's like triple stagger screen off the weak side help, off the pin down, nail load man, like it's I'm trying to like dead in my brain and like fall asleep. So just seeing the Jay-Z video like 6 times, people in the chat being mad at you for it, I was like, okay, here we are.
It was very divisive.
Here we are, because that happened to me
What
too.
were your favorite nicknames for her? I did like her getting called
Gentrification.
Gentrification. I like White Lotus.
It is so good.
White Lotus was always a fan.
Yeah, White
I was
Lotus
a fan of
is
that.
really good as well.
Like Gentrification could be her artist name. Like,
right.
I think it's good.
Well, when I originally heard Mandy Mayhem, I thought that was a nickname, and then I realized that was actually her name.
So how did you? Was there like do you like that clip more or feel more connected to it because you did do the Brooklyn? Like you went to Brooklyn as like
it brings you back home.
Does that hit for you a little bit differently?
I think I like Jay-Z more than the connection of like me being in Brooklyn, and it was just.
Does it make you feel earnest and young?
my friend Ennis has sent this to me. And I mean, usually, like, you get sent these videos, different videos all the time, and it's like a good chuckle, and then you move on or whatever. But I was just mesmerized by how into it she was. And, like, I couldn't stop watching the video. And I would just keep pulling up the video. And it's funny you mentioned just, like, the like pivot on the show and stuff. All of it is because the Raptors were so bad that on the post game show, it was tough for Will because every game by the second half of the season it was just kind of the same.
Did it
results.
come with a 6-pack? Is that why?
So then the 6-pack got born. To kind of do a split of like Will can recap the game. And then we can actually, just have some fun outside of the Raptors space as well. So
I think I can identify the exact moment where I was like, you know what, I can't treat this season like I would treat any other season. This was during the stretch where the Raptors lost 16 of 17 games. This was between December and January. Recently, Masai in his press conference actually explained that the team was sick. So, they were sick for a month. But there was a 3-game stretch starting with losing to Memphis on the road, 155-126, which I believe will be the next score between Memphis and OKC. The Atlanta Hawks, the Raptors came home for one game. They lost to Atlanta Hawks 136-107. I looked it up recently. This was actually immortalized by Mr. Moments himself because the Raptors opened the game in the first 2 minutes, committed 6 turnovers on their first 7 possessions. They set a franchise record for most turnovers at home with 30 that game. They lost again by 29.
Yes.
And then the following day, which was New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2024, the Raptors went to Boston and they lost 125-71. This was their biggest, most lopsided loss in franchise history, shattering the previous mark that they had set actually last year. For 48 points. They lost this one by 54 points. Hopefully that record stands for quite some time. But that 3-game stretch there. Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
I watched that game on the Boston feed. So I had Brian Scalabrine. I listened to Brian Scalabrine call it 54-point.
Oh, man. He must have been killing us, man.
Oh, my gosh.
I can't even go back there in my mind. But I need to insert that for the... Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, that brings me to my first wild card.
Up next we've got. That's all.
My next wild card moment. I mean, I actually did kind of want to call out that stretch because that stretch was kind of nuts. One of them, I think
this is a wild pick.
Yeah, is this the same pick? Is this like, are we
Raps lose 16 of 7.
Raps lose a lot.
Okay.
Find a wild card moment. I love
season,
it. No, you deserve it. You covered every game and then some.
Yeah.
You can
No.
pick whatever you want.
Let me share this. Let me share this moment because this is not one of my favorite moments, but it is very memorable. I will share the
game. You're Scotty.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. You got it.
Furious, all caps. Wow, you must be really mad.
Wait, hold on. Is this loading? Why is it loading? Can I show the play on YouTube?
Is it
just send me the link, Will. I'll set it up for you in a second.
Okay. Let me send you this link. Hold on.
Yeah.
Shouts to Raptors Nation for clipping this play out. But it is
I love
Darko's.
the all caps. Love all caps in titles, by the way. It's great.
Oh yeah, well that's, if you're gonna headline things on YouTube, I feel like you got to get their
You need an
attention.
arrow in the thumbnail.
A lot of arrows on basketball content on YouTube.
You got to have an arrow. You got to have caps. Two words capitalized.
I'm gonna put this. I'll leave it with Jerome. In the meantime, I guess I'll just leave the Raptors fans booing the anthem at Scotiabank Arena. This went super viral. I just happened to be sitting beside Liban, and I was like, Liban, why are you here today? There's no Canadian basketball players around. And Liban was like, no, Toronto Star actually sent me here on assignment because there's a real chance that the fans are going to start booing the U.S. anthem. And so I'm like, okay, normally I wouldn't capture the anthem on video because I'm like, this is my least favorite part of the game. But let me whip it out for the U.S. anthem. And that was the first time that the anthem got booed. And this video went so viral that I believe if I look at my X.com analytics on this, hold on.
We busted up.
You have to pay.
X
You have to pay for. You have to pay for that. Are you?
No, they give
are
you
you
like
a
a little.
subscriber?
No, I'm not a subscriber, guys.
Are you
Let's be real. I'm not.
contributing to? No. Okay.
It does say at the bottom just how many total views. This thing got 9.8 million views of the U.S. anthem getting booed. I had this one so viral that I had TV stations in Poland trying to interview me for like news networks over there. They're like, I don't know what they were gonna ask me. Like, why did they boo him? You know what I mean? But
Didn't a bunch of people post it, and then yours just went crazy viral? I guess that's kind of how things happen sometimes. Like, and you just got like grilled by like American patriots, right?
No, I had to mute this like immediately. I knew that once I tweeted this, like I was like walking away from a fire. Basically, I was like, I gotta delete this immediately. But I'm gonna go with U.S. anthem getting booed and 10 million people viewing this one. Also, I posted a follow-up tweet of stirring rendition of "Oh Canada" because that was actually quite good. And then someone was like, "Wow, that person singing in the back sounds good." That was me.
Yeah, Will is known to always be singing the anthem in a very deep Chinese authoritative voice.
What?
You sing
One of
the
my-
anthem, you belt it out.
They're like, you sound really Maui the way you sound. Song that anthem is cool.
One of my favorite things about Will filming any kind of musical moment is that you are guaranteed to hear him singing in said moment.
I can't resist.
You can't resist. My favorite with regard to us working together is we were trying to capture when we visited the Las Vegas Aces game. Karaoke in arena because Usher was in the crowd. And you can't even hear Usher because you just hear Will singing.
Oh,
the
I
whole
was
thing.
excited. I think it was Superstar by Usher.
Was it?
Do you know
okay,
the
okay.
Yeah
I thought it was
song that you
Burn.
put on?
Is maybe
Was it
what
Burn?
it was.
It might have been Burn.
Yeah.
Did you play
would have
the
been
Was it Yeah? You know that one?
Yes, we do. Yeah.
By the way, Liban does not know the song "Yeah," which I kind of find impossible. Like, how
I
do you
mean, this
even-
is
how
the
do you
guy who
manage to
chooses
avoid
Yellow
this song?
Submarine for karaoke.
Man, if you played high school basketball around like 2007, 2009, you heard Yeah a lot.
If
You heard Yeah a lot. You heard Young Jeezy, Go Get It a lot. You
the
heard
whole era,
Knock If
man.
You Buck a lot.
You still do, I guess.
Yeah.
Bang Bang. Anyways,
I do have the video ready.
that's a great
there we
song.
go.
Bang Bang by
decided
Young
to
Buck. Go look
crick
that
it,
up. Go
everyone.
look that up.
Yeah. Let me see.
Nancy Sinatra sample on that. It's very nice.
Yeah, it's from the Kill Bill soundtrack. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, on to the next item. Let me get you that video for.
Remember, this is a Memphis team. They won all of 27 games last season.
The score's 125 to 103.
Players back
Scottie
specifically.
Pippen
John
Jr.
Morant.
kicks it to who's that? Luke Kennard.
20
Pippen
and 10
drives.
entering tonight, and the
Should have been an and one.
development
No
of the
and one.
Pippen.
Timeout. 127-103. Fourth quarter.
Scottie
You
Pippen
know, you look at a guy
Sr.,
like Scottie Pippen
10
Jr.,
points off the
24 years of
bench,
age.
and a technical, and Darko Rajakovic is
Darko's
absolutely
annual crash out.
furious, and he gets thrown out of the game.
Is that Guthrie?
Darko still letting the officials have it.
Look at my man Pat Delaney playing defense, man. Y'all say Pat Delaney can't play D? Come on, man.
Was he standing up for Scotty here?
I think for like.
didn't let that
foul.
back cut happen.
Grizzlies assistant. And
No,
Darko
I think it was actually. I think Scotty drove to the rim and got a no call. But I think they actually showed in the replay. Keep the video going.
T or
Okay.
Tom Washington.
Do you buy the motive that he did it to like pump the team up, or that he was actually mad?
A lot of coaches do that.
He's pumping the team.
I think maybe both.
Have a conversation.
I don't know.
Because when they show the replay, it's not that egregious of a no call. It's not like it was like a
Think he
clear
just
like he got
improvised
hacked
that?
or
Like,
whatever.
you think he just?
I
improv that?
also like all of them kind of like chuckling in the huddle over there.
Take a look back to see.
Oh yeah, shouts to Bruce Brown with the hat.
Look at
Cowboy
that
hat.
cowboy hat.
I miss playoff basketball.
Yeah, okay. Scotty drives to the rim against John Conchar.
Conchar, Washington Capitals player.
I mean,
That's not a foul.
Ball there.
I know some people at pickup that will call that foul, but I don't know.
Gonchar?
Goodness.
Sergei Gonchar.
We're airing out people at pickup now.
Oh, that's the most Raptors I've watched this season.
Great
Yeah,
court.
I just
That's my childhood. That's my childhood court. You know, Vancouver Grizzlies. That's
Oh.
traumatic for me to watch that.
Yo, it's also hilarious that the Memphis Grizzlies are wearing Vancouver Grizzlies.
I can't
I
watch
know.
it. I can't.
Yo.
Even,
Like, why doesn't
Thunder-
OKC wear Sonics jerseys?
Yeah.
Like, OKC should
Thunder
wear
and Gri-
Sonics
yeah.
jerseys.
Thunder and Grizzlies. I can't do it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're gonna win the Vancouver Grizzlies jerseys, can you not lose by 50 in them, please?
No, it's just so funny seeing
it's
them
a little
in
too
Vancouver.
on the nose, man.
It's like seeing Lee
The
Mayberry out
Naismith
there. Man.
Cup.
Lee Mayberry, Michael Dickerson.
Yeah. This is that Sharif Abdur-Rahim.
Lee
He was
Mayberry,
good. No, he was
possibly
good.
another
No
Lindsay
slander.
Hunter All-Star, man.
No slander to Sharif. Man.
Wow.
All right,
one
on
player
to our final wild card moment.
Yes.
Okay, so this is my pick here since Alex got his Louis Zatzman tweet. I'm gonna go with the dunk of the year, and well, around the room, what's dunk of the year for you for the Raptors?
I was looking at Chris Boucher's fourth quarter against the Warriors, where he had 17 points and single-handedly started the Raptors' winning streak towards the end of the season, which is probably why he got benched towards the end. They were like, Chris,
Right.
we were doing so well with
Right.
the tanking. He had a great dunk in that game. He ripped it out the corner, attacked the closeout, and just like yammed it on. I don't even know who it was, probably like Pods or something. But that was a great dunk. But what's the
Moments?
dunk
Do you
of
have
the year?
anything?
The Grady dunk. I remember that.
Okay, yeah.
Grady dunk.
The
That was
Oh,
Grady
the
really
chat said Bruno dunking on Giannis was pretty cool.
Yeah,
we
that was a good
were at
one.
we were
That
at
was a
Greta
good
Bar
one.
for that one. Shouts to
That was a
Greta.
good one.
There you go. All right. Well, let me load it up because I do have it saved here. Hold for a second. And yeah, so our greatest dunk of the season is by one
Oh,
Gian Williams.
Sean Williamson.
Look at that extension there. Shout
I wish
out
I
to
was this deezed.
great.
Are you?
Oh my
I now
God.
support AI just because. of
Zion to Toronto.
Oh my god.
Yeah, for those who don't remember, we visited. It was the Bell. Oh, what? It was,
It was
a
a
video
Bell
game.
gaming night. Yeah.
It was
Bell
Bell
Gaming Night. That's
yes,
exactly.
yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
We were there for that.
And
That was
as
a
part
really
of the
fun
Bell
night.
Gaming Night, there was an AI feature where you would take your photo and then they would place them on a Toronto Raptor, showing them dunking. And the thing is, like you select, like you
Oh, yeah,
did this
you-
yourself. So Will, go us through the experience. Take us through that again. Like you chose everything that is on here right now.
Yeah, we had a chaperone from the Fine Folks at Bell who were walking us around different sort of like activations at different stations, and so they brought us over to.
You guys are that high level. You guys have chaperones.
Honestly,
You guys have, like, do you get like picked up from the like? How does this work?
no, we did get picked up. We
Okay.
got picked up from gate one,
Wow.
and we walked around to the different activations, and one of them was this one where you can sort of imagine yourself doing various dunks. So I think there's an iPad. There's
Yeah.
a guy who like takes your picture, and then they're all like, okay, what kind of dunk do you want to do? And then there had this like one drop down menu. I don't know. I was trying to zoom through this because quite frankly, I wanted to go to see the locker room.
Right.
Because as a reporter, you don't see the Raptors locker room enough. What a true pleasure that was. But there was a drop down menu, and it just like said like, you know, small, medium, large, XL, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just pick XL, whatever. Like I don't even look at the drop down menu.
Yes.
Apparently that's like body size. Or
Yeah,
something.
you chose your body type inadvertently.
Yeah.
And then,
But-
it came out with this, and we were, I think, legitimately shook, like, from the...
No, we were crying.
No,
man.
very shook, man. That
looks
was
like
the
Desmond
birth
Bain.
of Zion Williamson.
Gian Williamson,
Zion
yeah.
Williamson.
We had a very long walk through the path afterwards. Like we left Scotiabank, and then
That's right,
It was
yeah.
like the dead of winter, so we were like, let's take the path.
Yeah. Also for you, Will, just to share the experience, here's the three of us in the
yeah.
locker room.
Which locker am I sitting in? Who's this?
You're sitting at Garrett Temple's.
Oh,
I'm
right.
at Chris
Yes.
Boucher's, and Will's at Grady Dick's.
Of course.
Yeah.
So great. Do they pick? Do they get to pick who's like next to who? Like, how does that work?
I think so.
I actually
yeah.
don't know. I think there's like one locker that's like reserved for the star of the team.
Sure.
So, like
Wow.
it's like the same locker.
Is it
that,
bigger?
Like,
Is like a bigger locker?
you know what? That will be.
That'd be pretty
funny,
awesome.
actually.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
yeah.
they do have one smaller locker.
10
That's the
times
thing. So when the
Who gets the
Raptors,
small locker?
well, when the Raptors built, I'm pretty sure this is what happened. But when the Raptors first built, like they renovated their locker rooms, that was before the introduction of two-way contracts. And so that actually expanded the roster size. So then they had to build like mini cubbies
right,
for the
right.
two-way guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Colin
For
Castleton
Colin
doesn't have the
Castleton,
big-
yeah,
doesn't have the big locker.
Colin Castleton are like, yo, here you go, man. Here's two hangers. Like,
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
I want to stand. I want one of these standard NBA contracts with no money guaranteed. That sounds great.
oh man.
A standard NBA contract.
But
It,
yeah.
comes with a big locker, so regardless of the money, you get a full size locker. Well, what a season, man.
What's
I've got some like runner ups that I didn't.
sure.
Let's hear some honorable mentions. I would love to
Yeah.
hear that.
Do you guys have any honorable mentions?
What do we have?
We do. Okay, well, let's. You know what? Actually, before we get into that, why don't we just go into our tangerine segment
Okay.
to let me pull this up here. Yeah, where there's a lot of stuff happening at the same time. Right now, it is time for the Tangerine Fan Inbox. Tangerine is the official bank of the Toronto Raptors, foundational partner of the WNBA Canada and NBA Canada. And of course, they're not just fans of basketball, they're fans of basketball. They're fans of fans who are putting together Raptors moments from the 24-25 season, the 29th season of the Raptors. If you're hearing this, there's no doubting your commitment. Fans like you are at the heart of what makes this game great. So when summing up the Raptors' 30th season with our favorite moments, Tangerine is turning the spotlight from the court to the stands and celebrating the ways Raptors fans support their team, because this is how we fan. To learn more, visit tangerine.ca/basketball. Yeah, I just started a couple of quick comments from the season of things that people liked and stood out. First off, when AJ hit like 6 3-pointers in that game.
That was pretty cool.
AJ kidding me?
AJ kidding me.
AJ kidding me? The following day at the arena, they had a graphic that was just shown on the jumbotron that just said most points from a player from Brampton.
Ooh,
And
yeah, that's-
Alright.
I was gonna say
Crickets.
That's
he's
pretty
the best
good.
he's like the best NBA player from Brampton, I guess.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Tristan Thompson, I think, is
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit better than
5
no,
for
but
22 from the free throw line this year.
oh,
Wow.
that's pretty incredible. I actually forgot to include Tristan Thompson randomly trying to like beef with the Toronto Raptors.
It's a good one. I
in
think
on-
I have that in my. That might be an honorable mention.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good honorable mention. Darko versus Tristan.
That was a good one.
Yeah. But AJ did have a 30 ball, man. Happy for AJ. I think we actually called it on the show to a varying degree. I think someone was like, "Who's gonna have the next 30 ball?" And I think I actually said AJ Lawson. So I'm
Way to
taking
go.
Pat on
credit
the
for
back
this.
for you.
Woo! I'm a AJ Lawson knower.
This is already mentioned, but 77 threes in the fourth versus the Suns.
Also on my list, man. That was it was. I think IQ hit the first 2 threes. Then Chris Boucher hit like 2 threes. Then
Goodness.
RJ Barry hit a couple threes. I think Scotty might have contributed. But there was like a close game all game against Phoenix, and then fourth quarter we literally hit 7
I
straight
remember
threes.
that. Yeah.
And we
I think I
blew up the
packaged
tank for
that.
one.
I think I packaged that as the OG Anunoby trade hits like 7 threes or something, or 5 threes. They had 5 threes in a row.
Right. They were cooking, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good moment.
This is not a moment, but this is just for Will here. Does Kawhi still look old to you, Will?
He looks old, but this is the thing, man. Class is permanent, you know.
There you
So
go.
yeah, he had a great game, man. Shouts to Kawhi. You know we always rooting for you, buddy.
All right. Fame moments. Jamal's filthy putback dunk. Yeah,
Yes.
some of Jamal Shed's dunks have been really good this season.
yeah, I forgot
Real
about
dunks that happened and not Shion Williamson.
Wow.
From Coco, Jamal Shed saying he will give his rookie pink backpack to Temple's daughter. That's very cute.
Very sweet. Very
Very,
sweet.
very sweet.
Shouts to Garrett's kids, man. Very adorable running around the game.
Needless Moose says, how about that Boucher stretch as an extended best moment? Fan favorite coordination right there.
Absolutely, man. That 17-point fourth quarter against the Warriors. When he came off, he was like completely benched. It was garbage time against the Knicks. He gets to finally play 2 minutes. Ends up scoring like 14 points in that stretch. Then the next game he plays against Cleveland has like 24. And then he ends up playing so well that the Raptors were like, "We're gonna have to bench you for the tank." So
I think we retired him for the season with our interview.
We actually did retire him. Yeah, it was in Philadelphia. Actually, check out that interview on our channel if you would like.
It's a good interview.
Chris was just waking up. Okay, it wasn't unenthusiastic. He was just waking up, guys.
If you want an
Speaking about
enthusiastic Chris Boucher will content, you can look on my channel because Yahoo Sports Canada, I believe, deleted the original video. But
No, Yahoo Sports Canada didn't delete it. They just folded.
The whole organization.
they just deleted.
Yeah, they
But
were.
they deleted their
yeah.
content too.
Yeah.
You can fold and not delete your content. Deleting
Damn,
your content's like a whole other level.
Does that mean Run It Back is gone now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have
everything's
some.
gone.
I have the raw files.
You got raw. You got raw.
My Google Drive is like 18 terabytes. Don't worry.
You need an editor.
You've got the Will Clips, the pump fake 3-pointer into the mid range.
Yeah, I have. I have
14-footer
I
off
have
the
all
side of
the
the
run.
backboard.
I have all the run it back files. Most of them. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Damn.
right. In the spirit of 7 threes in the fourth versus the Suns, Jamal and Jacoby forcing multiple 8-second violations.
That is. Those are moments from the season.
What a
Those
season.
are moments from the season. Davion Mitchell throwing the shoe.
When did he do this? I don't remember that.
I don't quite remember that. I'm
Oh,
guessing
this was against Memphis. This was at
Okay.
the end of the first half.
Wait, this
think
was
when-
that game where
Yeah,
Devlin got.
yeah. This was when
Oh,
This was
got
when
it.
Davion
Ja
threw a
lost
shoe?
his shoe on the last possession of the first half, and
Oh.
then Davion just threw it into the crowd. I
Do,
think.
do you think that's where John Morant got his grenade
good
celebration idea from?
I don't know, man.
Oh, he's just throwing a shoe into the crowd is what it is?
Yo,
He's untying
I
the
want one of
shoe.
the OKC guys to toss a grenade in Memphis.
I like in soccer.
After
how
a
you
three, I want to see what happens.
I like
Yeah.
in soccer. You just take your shirt off and get a yellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
would happen in the NBA for that? Like what's?
Well,
I guess
do you-
J.R. Smith used to do it all the time.
There's famously Baron Davis after his dunk, like
Right,
pulling
right.
up it and then showing his girdle or whatever it is.
Yeah,
that
what was he
under.
wearing actually?
I think it was like a back support thing, is what that actually was. But like,
Showing your
Yeah.
back support after dunking on Andre
Yeah.
Karolinko is incredible.
it was nuts.
AK-47.
AK-47. From Coco again. Best 30th anniversary moment is that VC banner. It is one
It
of
is
the best
beautiful, yeah.
banners.
It's a beautiful
for
banner,
retirement.
yeah.
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 Beautiful
Oh, you
banner
think so?
for a deserving
Banner.
player.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a
Yeah.
deserving player. Yeah. Who won one playoff round in Toronto.
Oh my God, man! Goodness, man! 1 degree, 1 playoff round. What else you want, man? Goodness.
Matt Thomas has the same amount of playoff round wins.
Oh,
What's your favorite
So
Vince
you're saying
Carter
that was the
moment?
only way
What's-
VC was going to get a banner up for the Raptors?
Here's another wild card. What's your favorite Vince Carter moment of all time?
Favorite Vince Carter moment of all time when, after he got traded, he went on national TV and told John Thompson that he really wasn't trying in Toronto.
Come on, man! That was out of context.
Season's over.
That was out of context,
Oh
man.
my God.
That was out of context.
I love how it's pure just mask off behavior now that the 30th is over.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, for you, the 30th is just starting, Alex.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about all the things Vince did for the community, guys? What about
No,
opening
Vince
that
did-
6 in court?
Vince did great
For me,
things
it's
for the
the-
community.
Absolutely.
Many
For me,
other
it's-
players did
okay.
great things for the community and also contributed on court. Yeah.
That said, happy
Wow.
birthday, Kevin Willis.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kevin Willis. I'm surprised you guys didn't draft that.
It was up there.
My top Vince moment is when he hit the game-winning shot against the Celtics.
Oh,
Okay,
I love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
one.
That's a
And
good
then
one.
Rick Pitino came out and did his famous. Like this would have been a
Oh,
huge
really?
meme nowadays. Like if this happened today, it would be huge. But this was like '97
Yeah,
or
yeah.
2000 something, where Robert Ory's not coming through that door. John.
Yeah, he was doing
Robert
very
Horry
good.
wouldn't be
Bird's not
coming
com-
out. You
Larry
could
Bird's
perish.
not coming through that door.
Oh,
Robert
that's
Horry
where
yeah,
coming
Patino
through that
game is
door.
coming from.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that was
Patino
the
game.
Vince Carter game winner last
Oh,
at the buzzer
got
beater,
it.
and then
Damn.
Yeah.
because Patino was like an MLM guy. Like he was very refined in how he talked. Amway Center, I'm sure you'd probably like to go to, and just like everything was very perfect. And that was this weird moment where he just kind of was unhinged.
snapped.
because he snapped
Yeah.
because Vince Carter. So that's my Vince Carter moment.
Damn, that's what it felt like. People lost to the Raptors and they were like, "Fuck!" I gotta,
No,
like,
every time you lost to the Raptors in that dinosaur uniform, you had to crash out. Man.
yo, that's just one game in the regular season.
No,
Oh, my
this
God.
is like when the Raps lost to the Pistons. Like you don't want to be that team type, you know?
Oh,
Sure.
all right.
Shouts to Kuzma.
You don't want to be that mean.
Shouts to Luzma.
All right.
brother.
Up next.
The
Yeah,
all
just back to the
RFK
Open
All
Gym.
Stars.
Oh my gosh. Loved hearing from Bargnani in Open Gym this year. That was a really cool
Yeah.
moment.
Bargnani seems so likable as a person. I felt kind
Yeah.
of bad that I spent
His
most of my
Instagram's
formulas.
Yeah. His Instagram's amazing. It's like DJ, helicopter, operator, lifestyle influencer, foodie, chef. Like he's everything, man. He's just doing everything.
I respect that, man, because
He just became a dude from Woodbridge.
I guess Defender wasn't in that bio. No, I'm kidding. Now, what Bargnani is, what Vince was to you, Alex, that's what Bargnani was to me.
Yeah, well.
Why did Bargnani leave the team in an unceremonious fashion?
I celebrated. I celebrated that day, baby. That was a great trade. We got Jakob Poeltl the first time that trade.
Well, we got Aaron Williams, Eric Williams, and Alonzo Mourning's contract for Vince Carter because he tanked his own trade value on the way out of Toronto. So that was
Are you telling me that the Raptors got more for Bargnani than it did for Vince Carter?
Yeah, like not even close.
Absolutely.
That's kind of amazing.
What was
even
his
close.
excuse to not play? Because we had that in Vancouver with Steve Steve Francis refused to play in Vancouver,
Right.
and it almost ruined the franchise. Like it was such a huge deal,
Right.
and now he's kind of going on this tour, being like, "Oh, I had no idea it would have that impact or whatever." And
Well,
it was
I
the
was gonna say-
millennium. It was Y2K, and I was really nervous. It's like that's a great excuse.
The
I think I
revisionist history is crazy with players. Like
I'm pretty sure me and Alex actually interviewed.
At least Steve Francis
last
apologized,
year.
though. That was the thing that was a big difference there. Because I remember watching him just
Yeah.
being like, I actually do regret how
Yeah,
I
we did bring
conducted
in.
myself."
We did bring
We
in.
actually
Steve
interviewed
Francis
Steve
on.
Francis in
that-
person.
That ruined my childhood.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy we revisited that trauma for you.
Amazing.
No, people in Vancouver were really upset when we had Steve Francis
Absolutely.
on. I remember.
Wow.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch it. I remember I was in the tub and I had to turn it off.
All right.
Wow.
Damn.
Raptor show in the tub.
I mean,
kinda
Brian
fire.
Windhorse, you guys.
not at all on the same note. Jamal Shed calling Tristan Thompson a bitch is my favorite moment.
Did he actually?
I don't know if he did that, but
This was in.
link-
I think
DM
this
me
was
that.
in
Link
that.
me
This
that
was
if
in
you
that
have the
little
video.
battle at the end, right? Because
Well, yeah,
what was
that might
Tristan
be-
Thompson up? Oh, because didn't Tristan Thompson dunk at the end or something?
Yeah, like
broke the
he
game.
Broke the code.
dunked
Yeah, he
it.
broke
The
the
Raptors lost that game by 30. So I guess Cleveland should have just held the ball for the last shot or whatever.
Yeah.
It was the last game before All Star, and everybody was 1-2-3 Cancun. Raptors lost this game 131 to 108. We were mid-flight in this one. We were literally on a flight from Philadelphia to San Francisco for All Star, and so we actually missed this one. But I actually did watch it on the flight, and I don't know, man. Tristan played 3 minutes at the end and dunked the ball, and then there was a huge fight at the end. And then Darko
Yeah.
was he's classless or something.
he's a real nothing burger.
He needs to get points, somehow. Let him
There
do
you
it.
go.
I was gonna say, how many points did Tristan Thompson score on this season? We might have to.
Well,
look
he's
this up.
5 for 22 from the free throw line, so I don't know.
That's only 5 of the points. Oh, he scored 69 points on the season. Nice.
Okay. Well, that's more than we have.
Both of those Orlando games were tough. Is another comment that we have over here.
They were tough.
They were tough. Guys, can I get Afro beats on 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3?
Afro.
Afro
What?
beats.
Thanks. Because Tommy Depot shares that was his brother-in-law teaching them the dancing, in it, which is really
Yo.
cool.
That
Oh,
was
that's
really
sick,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
No, you just gotta hit up all the
cool.
rebuilding teams around the league. That's the only teams that dance.
Oh, come on, man.
The Cavs dance this year. Yeah.
mean-
Did they dance? Yeah.
Do you guys do you guys dance at all? You guys dancers?
No. Have the Celtics
I
danced
like
the
to
last
dance.
couple of years?
No, Jerome can
You can
move,
dance?
man.
Okay.
I don't know that I could dance. I like to
No,
dance.
Jerome could move. Jerome could move. Come on, man. You seen
I took-
Usher in the You Remind Me video? You know, where he's hopping out that car. He's
I am
sliding.
not. I'm not doing that.
He's taking the Atlanta Braves hat
only know-
off.
I only know yeah.
Yeah.
Yo,
Wow.
only rebuilding teams dance, man. Winners work.
Okay, tough guys.
No, if I want to see some workout videos.
I
next
can't
season.
believe we
We
have
had one
Larry
last year.
Brown on the pod playing the fucking right way. Jesus Christ.
Was that 2
Winners
years-
work, man.
Was that 2 years ago the Raptors had that? That was the Fred. I remember it was in black and white. I remember Fred was doing some one-legged squat, and
Oh no.
Oh yeah, Fred was
was two-
posting a lot of these workout videos.
but the Raptors posted it, the official
Oh, did they?
account.
Yeah.
And then everybody freaked out.
No, they had to
deleted
delete it because
And then they tweeted out
yeah,
happy with a question mark.
Yeah, because infamously the Phoenix Suns did that.
Yeah, but
Oh,
the,
that's right. Yeah,
the,
yeah,
eight,
it
the,
became a
eight
curse in
the
itself.
famous DeAndre Ayton pull-ups. Incredible form on those, man.
This
Right.
guy practicing the wrong pull-ups, man.
Meanwhile, this guy missed a game because his driveway was too icy in Portland. Winners work.
Winners skip work, man.
Comment here about just Will Eshian Williamson, Asian Desmond Bain.
Yeah, he does
honestly,
look like him,
Yeah.
a little bit, yeah.
Here's a really good moment. Ingram wearing Jamal's Houston jersey. So when
Yeah.
Jamal's team made it to the final, wasn't RJ Barrett supposed to as well?
No, RJ said he didn't partake in that bet.
Got it.
And then he also said that what happened to Houston was the same. What happened to Duke was the same thing that happened to Houston in the final, which was pretty funny.
Wow.
Because the final was pretty brutal. But I salute Brandon Ingram, man. I'm getting a great vibe check from him. Like I've only
Yeah.
talked to him like once or twice, and it was very brief conversations. I'm not gonna pretend like we're friends, but like you get a good vibe off of Brandon Ingram. The one time I talked to him, he was wearing a SpongeBob beanie.
Yeah, he's got the Bernie sticker.
He got a Bernie stick. He's always reading a book.
Right.
He's got the Jimi Hendrix records.
He's always reading books. He just seems like an interesting dude. I actually want to get to know Brandon.
He was reading Ryan, I think it's Holiday's book or something that I took a picture of.
Okay. Is this like when Nick Nurse was
It's-
reading the Laws of Power like in his
It's not
on his
that
desk?
bad. It's not that bad. It's like that was crazy, by the way. I should have made a video about that.
Nick fully
That's the
posted up with that
craziest
book.
thing to post. That's like, imagine how many books he's read in his life, and to
What's
pick
that
that
one
book to
book?
pose with is insane, man.
There's one
I
book
read that
that
book when I was
after-
23.
There's one book that players always read. What is it, like Burn Fire, Chop Wood?
Yeah,
or
chop wood,
something?
carry water.
Chop water, carry wood, or something.
Yeah.
I might actually gonna dive in and read
Just
that.
read it.
You got to dive in. This would have been a classic, like back in the day when you were writing. You would have wrote the story on why is every NBA player reading chop wood, carry water.
Yo,
Yeah.
it's like
I believe
why
it
is
started
that
with
so
Kyrie, by
popular?
the way. I think
Has
Kyrie
Malcolm
was the first
Gladwell
guy.
has Malcolm Gladwell ever like pierced the like? Do they read like Blink or Squish or any of his books?
No, I
what
feel
they're
like
called.
I feel like that's right
Squish.
up their alley.
Why blueberry? My soggy blueberries are better.
That is how he names his books.
Oh man.
And final moment.
Yes.
Fate moment of the year, finding out Will and Alex were doing Hello and Welcome. Really enjoyed you guys on the radio show, but it's been blast all year long. Thanks for the laughs from Yosef Cassidy.
I appreciate you, Joseph. That's really
Yeah,
nice.
I got
shouts to
a
Joseph.
few. Oh, sorry.
No,
I got
go
a
ahead.
few
Go
like
ahead.
of the runner-ups. Is it
Oh,
runners
let's
up?
do
Runner-up?
honorable
Oh,
mentions.
yeah. No, we'll
Honorable
go to
mentions. Honorable
now.
mentions. Runner-up. What am I talking about? It's a race or something. Okay, so we got Shed singing the anthem.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was in our. That
That's
was
great.
on ours.
Love
yeah,
that.
so good.
Okay, yeah, because he kind of looked at the camera and
All
kind
the
of,
time.
Always,
Truman
yeah.
Show. Speaking of Truman Show, kind of the same.
It was fun watching it in arena because everyone would always chuckle like every time he did that. So it just became like a whole thing.
I got Alex avoiding a faux hawk from a Bulls win.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
close.
one.
That was real close.
Kobe
What
White
was the-
saved me.
What was the bet?
So, like 2 years ago on Sportsnet, Alex said if the Raptors won 7 games, that he would get a faux hawk. 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You
And
told
then
all
I-
of Canada this, Alex?
And then I brought that back like a few months ago, and then you guys started talking about it, and then
Yeah,
it almost
you
happened.
brought-
It was a Chicago Bulls win, or else Alex would have a faux hawk right now if it wasn't like for Kobe
Yeah,
White,
I would have had
Yeah.
to go for
who ironically has the opposite of a faux hawk.
Yes.
man.
Right. I have pictures of you with the faux hawk, so I guess I could show that.
It's
to you
great.
Later. Yeah.
You.
I used to have a faux hawk, so I like it.
All right. What else we have?
So we got Thad Young, Peterson Airport, Jordan Peterson.
Oh.
whatever. Doesn't like the
man.
airport.
What a time! Of all people, it was Thad Young.
That was
You're
great
like-
content for a week, man. When had Rudy Gay step up. Yeah.
My
Yeah,
favorite
everyone
thing is
said
like
something.
like his legacy is more like the argument with Scotty that didn't go well, and
Yeah.
then the
Well, he
Raptors
was-
missing Nemhard. Like that's kind of his legacy. So I don't know if it's that. I think it's kind of mutual. His kind
No,
of
to
like,
to use a Bill Simmons term, he got market corrected by Garrett Temple. Yeah.
Well, man. Yo,
Because Garrett Temple came in and became the vet. Yeah.
yeah.
what if that Young trade was a sliding doors moment? You know.
You know, the true sliding doors moment was the Raps not trading for KD, but
Yeah, but that's a serious one. Speaking of serious ones right here, this is a photo of Alex. Last time you had a faux hawk.
oh man,
Okay.
I gotta find the one where I'm
You guys see
sitting.
like
At
the front view. Yeah.
I'm sitting at the Masai presser.
Is that a hot
after
dog
he
or a
won
pizza?
the-
Oh yeah, he's definitely chewing a dog right there.
No,
That's
I
there's
think
a
there's a hot
crazy
dog rack
one.
in the
There's a
back
crazy
room.
one where I'm sitting front row in the presser after when Masai has the Larry OB, and you just see a rat tail.
Like,
No way.
That's
It's
crazy.
Insane. Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
I don't know why I did
man.
that.
My favorite pick of you is the spa one though.
Oh yeah.
When you're at the spa, where was that? Like somewhere.
This was in Iceland.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Will, do you have
I know
any
what you're talking
other honorable mentions?
Oh yeah, honorable mentions.
yeah.
Alex at the spa.
Oh yeah.
Yo, I hate this photo because
The
why
head
am I
size is
like
crazy.
why am I so much smaller?
The gap in head
This
size.
is like Yao and Muggsy Bogues. man.
It's like
that
Will's in a booster chair.
Yo.
Is that a no analytics hat or a hoodie?
No, that's
Is
just
that
a
a Noah
Noah.
analytics?
Like
I
a
think
brand
that's
Noah, yeah.
ID.
That's just
Yeah.
Noah.
Yeah.
You guys aren't interested in me wearing a Uniqlo sweater, guys?
Yo, this was like 3 days before the pandemic hit, man.
Yeah, the pandemic
okay,
really
okay.
hit it. With,
You really had
yeah.
that K-drama perm going there. Well,
Yeah.
I know it's naturally that, but yeah.
No, that was. Oh man, this photo's crazy.
All right, what else we got? Moments.
I got the Davion Mitchell trade because it brought us Kyle Anderson for 4 minutes.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that
we
was
were really
Huge,
excited about
huge.
that.
I modeled my entire game after him. Like that's my.
yeah.
Like
well,
him
we were
and
excited
George's-
because he's Asian. Yeah.
I was telling
Yeah,
my
for you
parents
guys,
about
yeah.
him when he was playing because he plays right now for
Miami.
Miami. Yeah.
Miami.
So like we were watching, I was visiting them watching the game, and I was like showing them. I showed them his name and everything, and then they got really into the game.
Yeah. Just I love.
But
his
you
game.
shoot like
no,
Kyle Anderson is crazy.
No
Like, you
wasted.
do
move-
shoot like him.
No wasted movements. Just
Yeah.
you just kind of slink along. It's like Luka.
I think
on
you remove the
steroids.
wasted in between, and that actually is more accurate. Just no movement.
Yeah, it's like if you like Luka, you got to watch Kyle Anderson, man. Watch Kyle Anderson on 25% speed on YouTube.
Oh my god,
I might actually do that.
you will do that.
Darko saying he wants Scotty taking 12 threes a game. and
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was on my
yeah.
list.
I
that was in
looked.
there.
I actually looked that up, and he would be third in the NBA in attempts if he did that. This
That's
year. So it would
what's
have
happened to
been
the game I loved.
Anthony Edwards and who was the other one? Who was?
Malik Beasley, probably.
Yeah, he would have been third after them. He would have had a Steph Curry,
Okay.
I believe.
Wow.
So, pretty incredible moment on that one. Yeah, Bobby saying the lottery balls are the main focus, just because there's
Oh,
there's
yeah.
all these like dancing around, and then for him just to kind of say
Pray
that
the lottery
was,
gods.
was a pretty good moment.
That's
I
not
got
even
the-
a top 5 Bobby moment of the year for me, but personally,
You want to drop those?
Right.
no, I can't.
Okay,
Nope.
one of them.
Love you,
Nope.
Bob.
Any Andrew Schultz ones? No.
No,
He's
keep
crashing
forgetting.
out. He's crashing out.
Getting
man.
their friends.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
crashing out hard.
They
Bobby needs to like do a CIA because Bobby used to be a CIA mission. Like he needs a CIA like rescue mission for Andrew Schultz. He's crashing out.
His former friend from college.
Hawaii was it Hawaii?
No, they went to UC San Diego together.
Did Bobby have a barefoot wedding? Do I remember that?
I don't know. I wasn't.
I think I
invited
saw a
to his
story
wedding.
about that. Some like Hawaiian barefoot ex CIA thing.
That's kind of fire. That's kind of fire.
Yeah, I got the Lewinberg pull-up 3 from the media game
Shows
Oh,
a shit,
brother.
like,
because it's like the only like I don't understand why this game isn't like why isn't this not on Sportsnet? TSN?
This should have been the
Like,
hot mic.
This
This would have been way better
Yeah.
than a hot mic, man.
Can you give me
Oh,
some?
this would-
What are some good moments from? Because we don't get to see this stuff. Like this is stuff we want to see. I,
There aren't a lot of good moments. Is like the quick answer to that. It's a lot of people
That's
trying
relative.
to create moments, I suppose.
Yeah, there's
And
a
then-
there's a
yeah.
good Will and Joe Cash jump ball moment.
Yeah, I lost
Yeah.
a jump ball to a guy who's 5'6".
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
a
Why?
bunch of us
Time-
were on
was it
Savannah
timing or bad-
Hamilton's
bad
team,
throw
and
or what?
after the first like 2 possessions, she like called a timeout, gathered us, and was like, "I need you guys to be better on defense
And offense.
And inbounding.
Yeah,
And
then
inbounding
and
and
then we
running.
crashed out. We were like 0-3 in the round robin. We were basically the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, we were not undefeated, but just defeated the
Yeah.
whole time.
God.
Yeah.
You
You hit a NBA 3, Will. That was cool.
I had 2 guys. Let's
You hit 2 NBA
Yeah,
3s.
wow.
Who's
Wow.
counting? Who's counting these, man?
contested or where?
Open. You know,
Where-
I don't
where
take
on the-
bad shots.
Where on
One
the
of
floor?
them,
Yeah, you do.
we
Where on the
actively gave them.
Where on
Just
the floor were you?
at the break, you know, between the
Yeah.
corner and the top of the
side?
floor.
I just
side?
love that the
Right
internet's
side?
like Josh Lewinberg can't be a reporter because he pulled up, made a shot, and skipped like IQ.
Oh yeah, he was doing the IQ skippy.
No, because
He
like,
was
Josh
trying to
will
do
be
the
like,
IQ
"Oh,
You gotta-
don't
Yeah.
don't
gotta
love
let
the
him do
Brandon
that.
Ingram trade," and people will at him with the video.
Yo, the crazy thing is,
That
These
is
are two
actually
separate
incredible.
things.
but
That
they
is actually
downloaded
great.
the video. Like people actually saved the video to the
Yeah, yeah.
devices
No.
of Josh Lewinberg hitting.
No,
a
they're
No,
like,
it's
"Yo,
a
this
React GIF
you?"
now.
Like, what are we doing? Yes, it
Yeah.
is him.
I got Aaron Rose clips, man. That's what you do.
Yeah.
I got okay. So this one I probably should have drafted. I feel bad not drafting this. I
Okay,
got
we're
the-
gonna give you 3 more moments. So
Okay, that's how many I have left.
perfect.
So I got Ora Shamshe doing the Dikembe Mutombo finger wave in.
Nice.
Oh,
So that was right after Dikembe passed. Obviously, Masai had a really good presser about that.
Right,
and
he
I
did.
edited all
Yes.
that into a video earlier in the year. I think that's probably the favorite video that I made this year because I went back into how Dikembe kind of influenced and I had some
of course.
Surge stuff in there because Surge did the wave as well in front of
Yes.
Dikembe live. I can't remember who he blocked. I think he blocked. It was against the Phoenix Suns. It was like Robin Lopez or something, I think.
Oh
I can't
man,
remember.
Tyson Chandler denied.
Somebody on the Suns. He blocked and then he did the finger wave. So yeah, it was that was really cool. That was in the preseason, and then I got the Sam Mitchell Chris Miles incident, which was amazing.
Oh wow, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Sam Mitchell was like, I'll tell people where you live. You tell me I'm broke? Like,
I'll give you a home
Oh
address.
yeah, that was weird.
That was insane.
That was really weird. And then the
that a-
next
was
day, it
that a
got even
work shoot?
weirder.
Yeah.
It got even weirder when the guy showed up at Sam's house and like knocked. I need some water. Knocked on the door. And,
Oh yeah, that did happen.
they did this whole like, hey, we're hey, just in the neighborhood. And
yeah, they did. They're
you
like,
hear the
no, we're
good
gonna
word?
lean into this, and then yeah.
yeah. Well,
yeah, like I think just off camera there was like the producers or something who scheduled
Right.
it.
That's
all.
right,
It was
that's
just looked very. It was very weird.
It was very staged. Yeah.
But then there was all these people coming out, like actual media, Toronto people, and be like, Sam's just like that all the time. And I'm like, no, Sam's a fun guy to listen to. Like Summer League, I want Sam Mitchell a couple drinks deep, just like riffing. That's fun. This was you can tell this was different, but it was a while ago. So last moment here, last one, which I did make a video about, was this happens pretty often, but rarely do we get to see the footage from this. We just kind of see what happens and then whatever. Grady Dick into the cameraman. And
Oh,
what was
yeah.
great about
Oh.
this is we get the feed of Grady's face as
Yes.
he's going into, and it's just this. It's like out of a movie. It's very like Simpsons-y. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
usually
yeah.
get to see that kind of like angle up close. So I made a video about that. It was a great moment.
That
Nobody
was a
hurt.
pretty
Nobody hurt. Nobody. It was funny. It's just very comical.
Will, do you have any? I'll give you 3 if you have any.
I mean, they're not that great. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I think I actually hit most of these, so
Okay.
I appreciate you giving me this chance. But I mean, I was gonna shout out Herbie and the Raptor getting video tributes.
That was
against
in there,
Charlotte.
yeah,
It
that
was
was
very
really
sweet.
good.
I love that. I actually
And
really
RJ
loved
going
that.
up to them too.
The
which
whole
was really
team,
nice.
man.
Yeah,
Scotty
yeah,
went
yeah.
over, IQ went over, and RJ, of course, being like, "Man, you know, you've been here since I was born."
I mean,
Dennis
just to repeat, like
Schuler.
Herbie and the
shouts
the
out
person
Dennis
who's in the
Schuler.
Raptor have been there since day one. 29 years of them. Amazing.
Jakob Hurtl.
Right.
Jakob Hurtl.
I think I think Herbie might actually speak a little German. I think this is probably the reason why he's rolling the umlauts so
Is he better than
strongly.
Alex's German? I like Alex's German.
Ish.
Oh god,
Yeah. What's the Jack
What was that
Yaki
again?
Ken mean?
What was that again? Ish.
I need to see it on.
Can you read that again?
It's on
in
screen
German?
now.
Yeah. Each will Keenan Arger. What does it have to come with an
It's a very beautiful language. You know,
Yeah.
it's just very. You just listen to that, just soak it in. It's
flows.
gorgeous.
They say
Flows
English
beaut-
is a Germanic language.
Flows beautifully. Nothing flows like the German language. Just
Yeah.
beautiful. Serenading.
It's veal, by the way. You know, you don't know. Ain't no W's.
Veal.
I think. I
Ich
don't
bin,
know.
ich bin ein Dennis Schröder.
Any others for you, Will, or is that?
No,
kinda
that's
covering
it.
All
What,
right.
what, do you guys
Dennis
have any
getting a
honorable-
massage was last season, I guess. That was great.
Right.
On your
Dennis
show.
getting a oh,
Dennis got a massage during
live on air.
live
yes.
on air during the show, and the woman was in the background. It was
Yeah, and he was like, I had to flip at one point. And I was really nervous. I'm like, I was like, Dennis, we're on TV. Dennis is like, yeah, you know, just taking the rookies under my wing. I'm like, Dennis, don't flip over, please. Anyway,
Okay. What do we have still listed
Great
here?
year,
RJ
guys.
recognizing
We got-
Jamie Lannister.
Yeah,
Oh, that was
RJ
sick.
at the
In
Lakers
LA.
game.
Yeah.
We
Right.
have Lindsey Dunn's carpool karaoke
Yeah.
with Jamal
Elite.
Shed and Jacoby.
Jamal Shed's missed game winner, or not missed, but the one that didn't count.
Oh, take
That
it.
was- yeah.
right.
that happened to somebody else too, like last year. Champagne, didn't that happen to Champagne? Exact.
Oh,
Penny
Shep-
did
yeah.
that a couple years ago. Yeah,
that was
against
against
OKC.
OKC. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was years ago.
Bobby Webster's Halloween costume. Just
What was
look it
it?
up.
We have
what was
the.
Just
He
look
was
it up.
he was Willy Wonka
Oh right, yes, yeah.
in whiteface.
Brandon Carlson's block, and then getting cut from the team right after.
Oh yes, the game saving block in
Game saving
preseason.
block, and then the Raptors blocked his number.
Yeah, the Raps 905 recently tweeted just a graphic of like all the G Leaguers who made the NBA, like from the Raptors, and it's like all Raptors, and then they have Carlson in the OKC jersey
Oh my
in the back like a king.
Oh,
I guess they had to include him because technically
Yeah,
he did
course.
start.
It's a big boy.
What else do we have?
Pre-game
Intuit-
conga line.
Yeah, pregame.
Oh, pregame conga line. That should have been drafted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
that
a good
should have been
moment.
drafted. Yeah.
How did
Once
that
again,
start?
so much
Like,
dancing.
did that start like at this very first game, or was that somehow?
No, that started
Lindsey
like
Dunn has an
it
interview
popped
about
up
it,
like
right?
mid-season. Yeah, Lindsay was in Atlanta, so this was in January when she did an interview with Garrett about it. So this
Yeah.
must have popped up around January, basically around the time when the vibe started shifting. Like this is kind of like in Lord of the Rings when like Gandalf came back as Gandalf the White. Spoiler alert! But like
wow.
that's Garrett Temple doing conga line with the Raptors was
Right.
the turn of the tide.
Was it on the
Yeah.
5th day or the 6th
Ugh,
day or something? With
vibes
the
and
East or
dancing,
something?
man. Holy.
There's a lot of dancing from the team this year. I love it,
Bruce
man.
Brown gifting cowboy boots to everyone in the preseason.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Somehow nobody captured this on camera.
I didn't even
Right.
know about that.
Yeah, he did do this. Yeah, he even gave like members of the team like organization, like not even just players. like-
Where does the cowboy thing come from? Like what's the backstory behind this?
Well, Bruce Brown's from Boston,
Boston.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He just got
Dorchester,
into it
Dorchester.
at a point. Like I think it started in and around Denver,
why I know
but he
that.
just got
Oh,
really
the
interested.
white
in-
soy sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a Red Sox fan, so I don't know.
Crickets.
And finally,
Into a dome
Yeah.
media meal.
Finally, that's
Oh.
our last one. The Intuit Dome media meal.
Yeah.
Wow.
It got us cheering for the Clippers in the playoffs.
Threatening to confront people while I was eating
Come on,
ice
man.
cream cone.
Come on, man.
All right, so moments for you, just like the safe version on air. Sometimes like if you just imagine like a high school cafeteria, and then like someone's like on the opposite side, but sees like their rival like on the other end, and just
Yeah, it's like the Spider-Man.
if they walk up
Yeah.
to me, I'm gonna fuck them up. Like just like real talk, talking wild shit, but talking wild shit while they're eating like their second round of fried chicken.
No, it was the second Sunday he was eating.
Yeah, second Sunday.
Oh, second Sunday.
with
That's right.
three plates
Yeah,
of
shout
just
out-
like fried chicken bones in front of me,
Soft serve.
and
yeah,
Michael
yeah.
Grange across from me.
Oh, that was your rival, was Grange?
No. Grange,
no.
Grange was part of the friendly group. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
Grange
wasn't,
was sitting
it
with
wasn't a
us.
stinky meal.
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna take Grange to Logos corner, man. You gotta apologize to Logos himself, man.
Oh, my
my
goodness.
god.
All right. I guess that covers all our moments there.
Are we doing
Yeah,
a 2-hour banter pod or what?
I mean,
2 hours.
it's kind of what we're doing.
We have been going for 2 hours.
I got 151 up here.
Oh boy.
Mr. Moments, we appreciate
Thank you
for,
so much.
for joining us.
Subscribe
yeah.
to Raptors Moments if you haven't.
Yeah,
I'm sure a lot of Raptors fans know.
yeah. I mean, I also, just earnestly for me as a Raptor fan, like we don't want to see you just pivot to like doing NBA moments, man. You Raptors moments, like you're this is your block. Unfortunately, the season's not going that strong.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we don't have as many silly moments because the Raptors are actually way more competent this year as compared to last year, but. There'll be more stuff, man. And
This team saved my life, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna go anywhere. So it's just more like contemplating things.
Oh, what? You know what? We're gonna add a little more time, get closer to that 2 hour because. Thank you, Coco, for reminding us. But we need to spin the Tankathon.
don't we have a 6-pack after this too?
Nope.
No, man, that's Friday.
Nope.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
No, we do not. Moments. We're gonna let you actually decide where do you think they're gonna land.
I can't believe this is our fandom now.
Okay, so can someone explain to me, like I'm 5, why the Raptors can't get the 5th or 6th pick?
So if you win and you advance up in the lottery, you can only win 1, 2, 3, or 4. That's it. So you actually can't win the 5th or 6th pick.
Whoever gets in the 5th or 6th is whoever's in there,
Yeah.
or people dropping out of the
Why
top
is
four.
Because they
spots.
only draw the combos for the 4, right? Is
Yeah.
that how it does? And then everybody just lines up after.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah, if you jump, you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then of course, if teams below you jump into the top 4, then you get pushed down 1 peg, unless you also jumped. Okay. It's too confusing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, this is tough. I'm gonna be optimistic
Okay.
on this one. I'm gonna say 5.
But
Well,
we
you can't get
five.
5.
We can't
We
get
just
five.
I'm a little. I had a equivalent of a 6-pack before this.
Yeah.
So anywhere
That's the
from 1 to
funniest
4.
moment ever, man. Please make a video out of that.
This is a Raptor moment of the year.
I just want to ask why we can't be 5th or 6th. I'm gonna go with 5.
What a time.
That was like Delano Banton, the championship. You know what? I'll go 4.
All right, we're gonna swim. Here we go.
I think the hot mic had better reception than
We
Toronto
dropped
Sloan.
to 8.
Ah. Why does San Antonio keep winning these, man?
These
No,
are
that's
not
it.
real
It's
guys.
very yeah.
No, this is real.
So what? Cooper to San Antonio, Dylan Harper to Charlotte. Oh, Charlotte, Dylan Harper.
God.
Charlotte with LaMelo.
Poor guy.
and,
Actually, they'll probably take Ace Bailey. I feel like Ace is more their type.
Cooper
Yeah.
to Spurs would be cool, man.
No, it's not, man. They already got Wemby, man.
Yeah, I don't
Enough.
mind that. Wemby
Oh,
and
actually,
Cooper.
Moments. I'm so sorry you asked us the question. It's really easily explained with this over here.
Oh yes, here we go.
I remember that. This should have been in the draft.
Oh my god.
Can I repick? Can I redraft?
This
This
is
is like
Bill
after,
As you can tell
Simmons.
right
this is like
here-
after taking Marvin Bagley before Luca.
Neither 5 or 6 is inside the giant
Yeah.
pie.
There's
so
no pie for 5-6, guys.
How did I
Yeah,
forget
it's
this? How did I
very
forget
clearly-
this?
very clearly, this explains why the Raptors
Bill
are not
Simmons
able to get.
blame pie, man. Holy.
Yo, let's actually make a blame pie for each team that gets eliminated
Oh,
in this
my
format. Actually, I kind of like that. Actually,
Yeah, I'm down with that. Just make a whole north of Brooklyn pie for Kyle Kuzma.
yeah,
man.
let's get a pizza sponsor for the blame pie.
Yeah,
segment,
for the
man.
blame
Where in
pie?
Brooklyn did
Yeah,
you live,
yeah,
man?
yeah, yeah.
By the way, where in Brooklyn did you live when you lived there?
I lived in Prospect
sentence.
Heights,
Is that where? Is that close to
by Prospect Park.
Okay, Spike Lee's in.
I don't know where Spike is. I did see Chris Rock once down the street walking his dog, and then
Oh,
I brought my dog out
okay.
just to
Didn't even know you had a
circle,
dog, dog.
I didn't know you had a
just,
dog.
just
yeah.
to circle him.
Oh,
And then he
no.
was on his phone the whole time, and I couldn't get a photo with him.
Oh, here's a
I
final.
just kept making my dog piss in the corner, just walk circles around Chris.
Did you try to get the dog to like maybe play with Chris Rock's
Yeah,
dog?
yeah, yeah. No, I
and
brought
then
him
that
as
way
a
you
prop.
guys could talk
Yeah,
to each
I
other?
brought him as a prop, but my dog wasn't having it.
So I think that's how people like in Toronto like date. Like they're like, oh, I'm gonna bring
Yeah,
my
yeah,
dog
yeah.
to the dog park and then like talk to the other dog owners.
Yeah, we need like a rent-a-dog service.
RZA dog is crazy, man.
That's
Also,
nuts.
Nathan
you'll
Fi- that's a
appreciate
Nathan
this,
Fielder
Will. Christina Hendricks, who was on Mad Men.
Of course,
Right,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joan?
Yeah, she used to be at the same dog park.
What?
I would bring the dog to. Yeah.
Oh man, yo, I might gotta get a dog too, man.
Oh, I was walking my dog 8 times a day.
yo.
No, I'm gonna move to. I'm moving to Toronto. It's in the works at some point, and I will bring a dog. So
Okay, yeah.
probably like a basset hound. I'll be at the court with like a potato pipe and a basset hound.
Yo, yeah. Let us know which courts you want to play at, because there's I've at this point in like at least West Toronto, I feel like I know most of the
Yeah,
courts.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Trinity
Move near a
Bellwood-
place that actually has
Trinity
good
Is
courts.
that Trinity Bellwoods? Is that a thing?
Do not move to Trinity Bellwoods, man.
Okay.
The last thing,
I'm learning
the last
the neighborhoods.
thing, the last
It's a
thing,
nice name. You know,
the
I
last
wanna
thing
name my
Trinity
daughter
Bellwoods
Trinity.
needs is another white guy with a dog.
Okay. What about like Long Branch?
I mean, learn spike ball if you want to do that.
Oh yeah, that one where you're like, there's like a net on the
Yeah.
ground,
yeah.
like a trampoline.
What about
Long Branch.
Long Branch.
Long
Kinda looks
Branch.
chill, close to the water.
Long Branch is chill. It'll remind you of the West Coast, except you're looking at Lake Ontario instead of the ocean. You know,
Can you swim there?
you can swim in Lake
You
Ontario.
don't sound confident about that.
I haven't swam in Lake Ontario since like my parents took me like as a kid, as an immigrant, to be like,
I was
here's
gonna
Toronto
say,
Island.
Since you swam here.
Okay, yo, you calling me Swammy Sosa is insane.
Can't laugh.
That's crazy.
Nah, man, my parents stayed in the mainland.
Rip Hamilton.
Oh my god.
But no, Long Branch is chill. Long Branch is like you have to go train right there. It's
this
like
is not a good pitch.
it's kind of an older kind of like area of the city. Like there's a lot of older like just people living out there. There's a lot of houses and like low rise apartments. Like if you go to downtown
Yeah.
Toronto, that's like all condos.
It's not close to like New Toronto. That looks horrifying.
What
Or
is
like
New
York,
Toronto?
or like Yorkville. That looks scary.
I mean,
Yorkville looks like Yaletown in Vancouver. It just looks scary. Just street view.
little
I'm
bit,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
The thing about Yorkville is this has been the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway.